Hello there, my beautiful movie peeps, and welcome to another wonderful Friday live stream. Little later than we would like, but that's because I was looking for a creeper, and boy, did I find him. Oh no! That's where someone will edit in the magic for the Reddit later. Good times. Hello, my beautiful movie peeps. It is so nice to see you here. Oh, you, Flint and Steel. Oh, believe it or not, I have watched the Minecraft movie twice. Had a little cousin in our lives that really wanted to see it with me, and I was like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to. And I've seen the movie twice now, and I think it's winning Oscars, guys. I think it's winning Oscars. I'm gonna touch you. And that's a wrap for the Friday live stream. We are ending it here because what the heck? Oh, did somebody say chicken jockey? Oh, that's not all Papa's got in his magic bag of toys, because sorry. I hit my goblin bomb. The goblin bombs are on my desk. Yeah, I had to run out and get all the popcorn buckets and do all that nonsense because it is my duty. It is what I was put here on this earth, okay? God was like, yeah, okay, we'll make that one a doctor. That one will be a lawyer. This one, he'll be a 30-year-old man that collects pieces of trash plastics known as popcorn buckets. Give him a small wheelie while you're at it, too. Phew. And that's what he did. And here I am, completing my God-given duties. Very happy. But on a serious note, before we get into the topics and everything, if you want to see my ranking and what I think of these popcorn buckets, I just uploaded a YouTube short. That's right. In fact, let's take a little journey there and see the real fans that go right away to the content. Okay, you know what? So let me go ahead and present this. Let's see how it goes, because right now, whoever gets it, they're getting special surprises. Let me tell you. So you better do it while I'm wasting time trying to figure out how to go there. Oh yeah, there we go. All right, let's see. Going to the YouTube pages. All right, typing in 3C Films, which I'm already at. So let's just go there. 3C Films. Okay, we go to the channel. All right, we go to the shorts, and we see who's already been there. All right, let's find out. Let's find out. 66 comments. Oh, bro called the chicken jock. I did not call the chicken jockey a creeper. What did I make a mistake? Oh man, that's gonna eat me alive. Chicken jockey. Okay, these are the good guys. Good stuff. Right now, the people that I hearted, you're getting a special surprise later on today. Wait for it, all right? All right, but there we go. Just wanted to let you guys know that is up there, so please go ahead. And if I decide to also upload it in clips form on the second channel, don't ask me why I'm uploading things twice. Just know I'm trying to earn my money back from buying these things. Okay. All right, let's go in through a rundown of some of the topics we're going to be discussing here today, because we do have a couple. Let's get into it. Okay, Nightmare on I had to add that. Okay, so some of the things we're gonna be discussing here in order. I have here the Nintendo Switch 2 announcement. Your boy sometimes dabbles in the gaming. I mean, I know Minecraft. Come on, that makes me automatic gamer material, even though I've never played the game. We're gonna also be talking about a sequel to Friday that got announced. Looking into that. The one thing from the Amazon M3GAN panel at CinemaCon I didn't cover that I did want to talk about, but I saved it for this stream. Masters of the Universe footage. Definitely want to dive into some of that. The M3GAN trailer. Oh, CinemaCon was so busy and trailers were dropping left and right, and we actually got the trailer for M3GAN. I have to gander at that. I have to take a look at it myself because, oh my god, what is happening? Thunderbolts. They announced their popcorn buckets, and well, we popcorn bucket people over here, so we're going to take a look at them and see if we're excited. Some new details on the Fantastic Four, a couple of with the new images that got released online. Disney pausing their live-action remakes after Snow White. Ooh, how we feeling about that? And we did get an update on a Nightmare on Elm Street reboot from New Line Cinema, the studio that has the rights, kinda. letting us know the news on that franchise. So a lot of great stuff, and as always, you guys could always chime into the chat and let me know if other things I missed. And probably this stream will be dedicated to a lot of CinemaCon stuff, whether what you liked, what you didn't like. Looking back on that, it was a busy week. A lot of good stuff got revealed. So all right, let's just jump into it. Let's just get into it. So starting off with non-movie stuff, but still pretty cool, the Nintendo Switch 2 got revealed. And you know what? The lovely thing, Nintendo doesn't copy strike, right? Nintendo doesn't do that kind of things. That's what I sometimes I wish I was just a video game channel, because I don't think they have to deal with the copy strikes of like playing gameplay, showing off trailers for video games. Movie trailers, though, it's a whole nother thing. It's a whole nother thing. So let's go in, type into Nintendo Switch 2. Let's see here what we got going on. And I'm just going to have this playing in the background. So overall, you know what? I've always been a Nintendo fan. I would much more say I'm a PlayStation guy. But Nintendo did shape up my childhood a lot. I played the GameCube because my stepbrother had that. And then I eventually got a Wii, and that's the Nintendo system I played the most growing up, was the Wii. Then the Switch came out, and I've been on and off, but I've been really enjoying some of the games on there, whether it's Mario Odyssey, the collection where they brought Galaxy back. Then I played Breath of the Wild on there, and my first Zelda game, really liked it. And Mario Jamboree, still playing that with my lady a lot. So I like the Switch, right? But I'm aware of its limitations, of how it's more of a family fun system game. That's always how I looked at it. It's the party system. It's when I have my cousins or friends over, I'm putting on Mario Party, I'm putting on Mario Kart, and, you know, it's just casual gaming on the couch, you know? I've tried playing Fortnite on it. It's not for those kind of games, and I've even tried playing some of the, you know, the higher grade games they try bringing down to a Switch level, and you're just like, okay, they thought they could sell this to me. So I've been intrigued with the Nintendo Switch because they've been saying, well, this is going to be capable of a lot more stuff. It has a bigger refresh rate, has it's going to be capable of handling a lot more games. Like, they're going to put freaking Elden Ring on the Switch. I never got to finish Elden Ring because I suck. But now if I had it portable and handheld and I can play it before bed, I'm getting on my Elden Ring grind again. Let's see how it looks first. And you know what? I'm down with it. I still don't understand, though, the hype or the need to add, how do I say? Let me see if I can find it. The mouse capability. There we go, right here. The mouse capabilities to the Switch. I'm like, okay, cool. That's fine if it's there. But I'm like, even when you play the Switch because I feel like, okay, I have my PlayStation right here on my desktop, and I play the PlayStation on my monitor. Okay, if PC gamers, you play on your monitor. How many Nintendo people are genuinely playing on monitors? I feel like most Nintendo people are either handheld or putting it on their TV. So in that kind of situation, how are you using the mouse capabilities? Are you just rubbing your thighs like crazy? Like, this demonstration right here for the mouse capabilities of the controllers, right? We got Wheel Party 3D, I think is what we're watching. That was cool. That little slam dunk. I do like that. I do want to be doing that. But when it comes time to wheel in Wheel 3D, how do I do that if it's on my television? Do I have to like bust out my own flat surface? Do I have to get on my knees and go, "Come on, wheel, please"? I'm curious. How good is that going to feel on the thighs after a while? You're going to be chafing. Gonna require you to buy some lotion. Will Nintendo now sell Nintendo licensed lotion? I'd buy it. I'd purchase it. So, whatever. And it could be one of those features that, like, hey, it does this, but then you're like, yeah, we're not going to use that, but thank you. It could literally be one of those things. So, whatever. It's there. I know people complain about it still having a 1080p screen. Hey, your boy watched a couple Nintendo YouTube videos. I'm smart, okay, now. But with pixel density, you don't want a Nintendo Switch with 4K on the screen because everything will look a little too crisp and odd. 1080p is plenty on there. And I mean, there was a lot of things I was not even expecting, like the voice capabilities they added on, where they're going to have that as well. The magnetic strip, I'm still curious how that's going to work. I do like that they let us know that there's a button to latch it off. That's good because, I don't know, I got a fat grip, all right? I've built that over the years. That fat grip is gonna break those magnets, but it's good that it has a button. That way to do it like that. So overall, I'm interested and I'm excited. Now, some of the games I did see that they announced that I thought were kind of interesting that I wanted to talk about here. The thing that got me the most hyped, probably, and is gonna be maybe the only reason I pick up the Nintendo Switch 2 is, let me see. Well, I'll talk about that in a second. Not the Mario Kart thing. You guys know exactly what's got me excited. Where is it? Where is this trailer? IGN, this should be at the top of your list, buddy. Jeez. Is it not even here, man? What the heck? Where is my Donkey Kong? I clicked on your article, IGN. I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have done it. Let me go to someone else here. Let me see if they have it. They announced a solo Donkey Kong game. You know what? I'm just gonna have to Google it. I can't believe this. Nintendo Switch. New Donkey Kong. Oh man, I was one happy giddy little girl the minute I saw the art and the gameplay of this Donkey Kong game. Ooh, it's been a hot minute since we've gotten a solo Donkey Kong game. I think people said it's been 11 years, and I'm like, dang, it honestly hasn't felt that long. I felt like Donkey Kong's still in my life, and what they got going on here, it was so unexpected. So the platform, open world game, Donkey Kong going around. The smashing capabilities within the world, I think, is what really blew my mind. I so wonder how that's going to work and how that's allowed, where he can just dig wherever he'd please, where he can destroy whatever he wants. Like, that's not what I wasn't expecting that to be. Like, right here, boy can just dig wherever. What? That's cool. I've also seen people kind of complain over the Donkey Kong redesign. I'm not gonna lie, it threw me off at first. I wasn't completely in love with it, but I think I could get used to it. It's a fine look. I do think it's funny, though, they decided to redesign Donkey Kong after they already gave him a big budget movie and put him for the general audiences, because Donkey Kong Mario movie. Let me pull up a photo of that. Okay, okay, maybe they were trying to be similar to that design, because if we look at Donkey Kong's new design, I guess it's slightly similar. Okay. Oh, it's pretty. Oh, so they were actually already prepared. Am I misseeing it? It's kind of similar. It's not as much black within the eyes. They went brown for the movie version, and real black, and not as much of a like a little pointedness here. It could just be the expression. Okay, not that crazy, because I was like, dang, they just put him in a movie, made $1 billion, and then they changed the redesign. Okay, that's not so drastic. And in the way I was looking at it in my mind, it felt pretty huge, the redesign. I was like, it's fine. The only thing now that's kind of sad about all this is it did get announced, because it was first the Nintendo Switch. Let's talk about the price. So the price is definitely the outrageous part of this, and I totally get it. I've been talking about all the good and the exciting things with it. When we look at the price for the system, I believe they have it marked starting at 449 buckaroos. That is crazy, because when the Switch first came out, it was $300, right? I'm not crazy. That's how much the Switch was when it first launched, and then it was like $350 if you bundled it with Mario Kart or something. And yeah, it's going to be $500 if you bundle it with the Mario Kart. And I'm just looking at that price and I'm like, dude, that's $50 away from a PlayStation 5. What the heck? Like, and that was always the appeal of Nintendo, right? And their consoles is they were the cheaper option, but just because they were cheaper did not mean it was bad. It still had very enjoyable games, and I thought Nintendo always was on the cutting edge of like, hey, yeah, we might not have the ultra realistic high definition graphics, but we're going to provide you with fun gameplay, and at the end of the day, that's what you want, to play a fun, immersive video game, and Nintendo always delivered on that. Now I guess maybe that's not enough, and more people are begging for like just higher refresh rates, more intense graphics, just more capabilities from their systems than what they offer. And to do that, well, here's a price to match that. You want PlayStation quality games, you're gonna get PlayStation prices, right? But then the real sad part, and yes, I know I'm not gonna get into the politics of it all, because we do have to talk about that. Pre-orders were gonna go up for this, and look, your boy's fortunate enough to be in a nice situation where I can afford this, but I was also gonna sell my OLED. I have the OLED, and GameStop already announced like their trade-in prices. So, and I'm gonna be paying half of the Nintendo Switch too. So that's how I justify it. Trade in my OLED, then pay for half the system. Seems like a fair enough deal in my opinion. So that's what I was gonna do. That's what I was planning on doing. But then when we went to things today, Nintendo announced that they're going to be putting a hold on the pre-orders for what was coming out. So let me see here. Nintendo Switch pre-order delay. So you were going to be able to order this on the 9th, and then it came out the Nintendo Switch 2 pre-order date in the US to assess impact of the Trump tariffs. Now, again, I'm not getting into politics. I hate talking about that stuff. And plus, also, your boy is not smart enough to understand this stuff. I tried watching videos. I tried getting into things. All I know is things is going to be expensive. Things is going to be a little bit more pricey. And they say it'll eventually be for the better, right? So we'll see if that ends up becoming true. I don't know. Who knows? I don't even think he knows, if I'm being honest. But either way, that price now is not going to end up being what they advertise. If they're assessing and they're trying to think, because they got to make their money back on that stuff, this price just went up, buddy. This price just went up to like $550, if not maybe $600. $600 for a Switch? Yeah, I like Donkey Kong. I don't think I'm paying that price. Then I have to trade in my Nintendo OLED and my PS5. And I still play Fortnite nightly, okay? I could not justify. This was already a price where I was like, but I mean, it'd be fun. I can still play. It's backwards compatible too, so all the Switch games I have, I could still use it on this. I'm like, yeah, it's fine, and I'll trade in my current system. I don't know, man. 600, this might be a little too much. Maybe that's, I don't know. And you know, the thing that people brought up, because again, trying to keep it realistic, you know, people are saying, oh, it's just a temporary thing with these tariffs. Eventually, things are going to even out and we're going to go back to regular prices. And once the economy is back up in a little bit, yo, we'll see. I don't know, man. Somebody brought up a great point. You remember how cheap things were pre-COVID? A lot of stuff, right? A lot of stuff pre-COVID were pretty affordable. Yeah, I still see some of the effects. I go to La Madeleine, the French. I just had a voice crack. That's embarrassing. La Madeleine, I don't know if you guys know the French restaurant. Well, anyways, it's a restaurant where they would just have bread out there. And you could just grab as much bread as you want with jelly and this, that. After COVID, the bread wasn't there. And there's been many effects like that, and prices have gone up for a lot of fast food chains. We're not in COVID anymore, but we still paying COVID prices. And that's the thing people point out. Once prices go up, no, there's not a time that they go, oh, things are good now, let's lower them. Once they raise prices and they show that you're willing to pay that price, companies are going to be like, well, our margins are even bigger and people are buying the Switch. Let's just leave it as is. So I don't know. Yeah, that's just awful. And again, yeah, I'm still probably gonna end up getting it, but I'm not. I think I'm gonna like wait. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna watch a couple of YouTubers who end up getting it, watching their reviews, and really convincing myself: do I want it, or is it gonna collect dust like my Portal? I wanted that PlayStation Portal so badly. Played it good for like 2 weeks. That thing collecting dust right now, unfortunately. That thing collecting dust right now. So you guys let me know. Still very interested to see how this goes. And it's just fun, right? Sorry, that was a lot of video game talking. Most of you guys stayed for that. Appreciate it. Usually when I talk video games, y'all are like, Chris, stick to movies, buddy. And well, even then I suck at that. So let's go ahead and talk about some movies. Starting off with Friday. How many of you guys know Friday? If you have not watched Friday, do yourself a favor on this Friday and watch Friday. One of my favorite comedies of all time. Ice Cube, Chris Tucker, super funny, great movie, and there's 3 of them. I will say the jump in quality from the first Friday to the other 2 Fridays, pretty big, but I still get an enjoyment and kick out of those other 2 Friday movies. But this first one is a classic to me. And well, for years, they've always talked about Ice Cube in particular is like, oh, I'm trying to make another one. I'm going to make another one. It's happening. Just working out things with the studio. Well, after CinemaCon, we got an announcement by Ice Cube Friday that they're moving forward with a Friday movie. So here, let me see here. We do gotta talk about that too. I'll talk about that afterwards. And it says here, Ice Cube closes deal for new Friday movie at Warner Brothers and New Line. Ice Cube has been open about this plan to make another Friday movie, though his agreement with Warner Brothers to direct marks a significant development in the. Oh, he's gonna direct it. Nice. Did he direct the other ones? I didn't even know. I think it was Anton Fuqua who directed the first one, right? Or am I mistaken? Let me see. Who's the director? Oh, F. Gary Gray. Sorry. Got it confused. F. Gary Gray. He did Straight Outta Compton. Anyways, that there was attraction for last Friday at the studio amongst its co-chiefs on that with the flavor of the week situation. We have no idea of the plot details though, right? New leadership's there, player clubs. Okay. All right. So a couple of things on this. Like I said, I am a fan of this franchise. I find it funny, and I'm down for another movie because those are really enjoyable films. But I do have a wish list, right? I think the number one thing a lot of us are asking for is Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker as Smokey, please. That would be really the only big thing to bring this movie back, because this franchise has also lost a lot of its big stars along the way. Because I don't know them by heart, so let me go ahead and pull them up. Friday cast. I know the dad. Let me see here. John Witherspoon and Tommy Lester Jr. Both pretty big characters. Debo and the dad, funny and scary in their own right. They're no longer with us. They're not here, right? And he's going to be severely missed in this movie whenever it finally comes out, because he was super funny. The dad was hilarious in the film. And well, Chris Tucker was only in the first movie, and although Mike Epps is funny in his own right, to me, he was never a Smokey. To me, he never compared as much as Chris Tucker did. I think Chris Tucker always just has that comedic flair that he had that small part in the Nike movie Air with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. Funniest part of that movie. So to me, that would be the thing to really sell this one, is if somehow they can lock in a deal to bring back Smokey. Now, if you're not a fan, you don't know about this, kind of one of the main reasons Chris Tucker didn't come back is because he became a born-again Christian. He got very religious, and he just thought that character was in poor taste because this character is just a pothead, very crazy. But man, some of the most quotable lines of the movie. You just got knocked up. And you know this, man. Oh, so many great stuff that sounds cringy out of my mouth, but hilarious out of Smokey. So many funny stuff. I don't mind if they implement that into his character. I feel like that's probably the only way you can convince Chris Tucker to come back is, all right, Smokey's no longer a pothead. He's given up that life. He has found religion, just like you did, Chris. Now let's bring him in for an adventure. Just two old friends that disconnected, need to reconnect for an adventure. I'd be down. Because even if he doesn't act like the traditional Smokey, Chris Tucker can still make it funny, can still make it pretty interesting. Oh, do I got the real rejects in here? I think I got, some of y'all letting me know. Thank you for that. Let me see here. Let's see. Real rejects. Oh, appreciate you. It says, yes, Chris Tucker getting in there would be a game changer. See, that's the thing. Because right now, my excitement, and I agree, real rejects, please check them out. Great stuff. They right now have me like at a 6 with excitement for a new Friday movie. You announced Chris Tucker is confirmed to be back with Ice Cube. That goes up to a 9, close to a 10 for excitement. So that's what I would hope for with this franchise. Who knows if it happens? And like I said, with a lot of the stars they were missing, I don't know. And Cat Williams did show up in the third one. I don't know if he'd want to come back for the next one, especially because he went on podcast tours talking about, he was like bashing the Friday franchise in the original script. You saw that thing he did at the beginning of the year where he was just really talking about Hollywood and the Illuminati. I don't think Ice Cube liked those comments because they'd like hurt his movie. I don't think Cat Williams will be coming back either then. But we'll see. I did see one tweet that made me laugh where people like, the minute I see Kai Cenat in the movie, I'm gone. I wonder if they would put out stars like that. Kai Cenat showed up in Good Burger. Why not Friday, right? So we'll see. You guys let me know what you think about this. Oh, and yeah, honestly, I love Friday, but I'd rather see Rush Hour 4 with Chris Tucker because you get Jackie Chan in there. And who doesn't love some Jackie Chan? All right. So there we go. We had that announced. Let's move on to one panel from CinemaCon I didn't cover. That was the MGM and Amazon panel, which honestly I think it's awesome that Amazon shows up there, because I think Amazon is one of the only streaming giants that goes to CinemaCon. And remember the irony of this, because CinemaCon is a convention of theater owners. Most of the audience there are people who own theaters and want movies to be in theaters because that's where they make their money. So having someone like Amazon that owns Amazon Prime and puts a lot of things on streaming, kind of funny that they'll be there, but they have MGM and they still are promising to put things in theaters. Now, they mainly announced a bunch of original movies, which is great. I love original films. But admit it, if I put a bunch of pictures of original movies as a thumbnail, that video's tanking. That video ain't gonna get the views, so I decided to skip out on it because I was already pretty pooped and tired. But the one thing that did get talked about and announced at CinemaCon during that panel was the Masters of the Universe movie that they have up and coming. Now, I know I got a lot of younglings in the audience and people who don't know of this property. Even this property is a little too old for me because I did not grow up watching this show. My dad did, and that's kind of the only reason I feel compelled to talk about this, because my dad is a fan of this franchise. But I do think this has the potential to be big with the money we have now and the things we can do with technology and all that. This has the potential if they do it right, and they've been trying to do it for years. And well, the footage they showed at CinemaCon, it won over a lot of people, guys. So let me pull up some of the let me see here, some of the comments made for Masters of the Universe. All right, so let's start off. Masters of the Universe. So here we go. Let me see here. Okay, so here we have some of the reactions. Okay, just watch the Masters of the Universe footage at CinemaCon, and holy crap, Jared Leto, which I know, sorry, but he's just in there, all right, as Skeletor looks badass. The sets, the visuals, I cannot wait for next June. Let me get into some other comments that we have here. Because the thing I was most surprised about with this is just the amount of hype I was seeing. So let me see here about it. Some of the footage was B-roll from Galancine. I get Nicholas Galancine, that's the actor. Workouts, wielding swords, bench pressing, and flexing his biceps in a battle costume with the freshest blowout we've ever seen on a man in some time. A lot of the stuff I was hearing about is that the costumes are extremely faithful to the cartoon. So the color, the vibrancy, the look of it, this is what you're gonna get. And look, you can see that from the first look. That's pretty much the costume He-Man is wearing, and I really didn't think they'd do that. I thought they would kind of Marvel-fy it, give him a costume that covers his whole body. I don't want to see some man titties. Unless they really pecked out, then I guess I'll take a look at them. But then, they're going to give him a shirt and then give that shirt like 200 lines and be like, yeah, modern day. No, they're going to go faithful with these costumes. They're also going to be really implementing a lot of physical sets. That people were saying that this movie actually looks big. It looks grand. Skeletor looks badass. I mean, I'm interested. They got me hooked just even hearing the reactions, because I was seeing a lot of people say didn't look good. Didn't really get their attention. I thought that's what they were gonna say, but no, a lot of people there were just going crazy. Sorry, I was trying to find more comments, but I should have done that. Let's see another one. We just got our first look at the Masters of the Universe movie, and to say we were wowed is an understatement. The costumes and set pieces all look incredibly faithful to the toys, and the production design is top notch. Travis Knight seems to have cracked the code, and that does give me a lot of hope. Travis Knight, I think, is a little underrated. He still hasn't exactly gotten his big movie that's put him over the top. I mean, he's gotten some nice small hits with Paranorman, Kubo and the Two Strings. Don't forget he did Bumblebee, which right now I think is his biggest standout. But even Bumblebee slightly underperformed as far as Transformers numbers went. I'm hoping Masters of the Universe does it for him. I just wonder if generations who didn't grow up with it would be interested after looking at that trailer. The only other thing I want to say is I was just really worried when I saw the first Masters of the Universe, set photos of the movie, because I was like, no, they're doing that BS formula I hate so much, where He-Man is from the real world and he gets sent to the Masters of the Universe world. Movie this weekend with that exact same plot and 300 other movies. I don't know why they think that's the best way to do those stories. Maybe that's just the easier way for as a writer to be like, well, he's brand new in the world. And if we have our main character brand new in the world, everything will be explained to him. Thus, everything will be explained to the audience, dumbing it down, patronizing them, making them feel good. No, we do not feel good when you do that. Just throw us into that world. But heck, if things end up being good, why not? There have been plenty of great movies that use this formula. I just think it's a tired formula, right? So, is this a? Oh shoot, is this some sets? These some things from the set? Oh, interesting. So you guys let me know. Let me know if you think this will end up being good, or if you're even interested. That's what I think. Okay, time to talk some dang M3GAN. Guys, so this was another thing. People at CinemaCon first got to see the trailer for M3GAN 2.0. I remember being told, because I have a little source who gets to see trailers early, and this person let me know, dude, that trailer for M3GAN is weird. She's doing all this sorts of stuff, doesn't even feel like a horror movie anymore. She's jumping out of helicopters and skydiving. I'm like, what? Really? I don't know about that. And again, reading the descriptions of it, I was like, all right. Well, Blumhouse was like, hold on to your vaginas, because we's releasing that M3GAN trailer online, and we got it. Guys, my mouth just kept getting bigger and bigger as every minute passed along with this trailer. Now, obviously, I'm going to have to skip around and do all that kind of nonsense because Universal is one of those people that will copy strike me, so apologies for that. But okay, let's just go through it and break it down a little bit. So the way the last movie ended is M3GAN gets defeated, right? She gets destroyed and whatnot, and she ends up being put inside this Alexa doll. Now, from what I've heard, M3GAN will actually be in this form for a majority of the movie. It's like at least halfway through the movie, this is how M3GAN will be. And when I first heard that, I was a little pissed off. I was like, oh man, I want that doll action. I want her doing her crazy things and dancing and making weird moves. It's just fun, right? After this clip that they showed, I was pretty happy with it because there was that moment where, the whatchamacallit, the Guardian, I forget is it Gemma? The one who made the robot was like, don't you forget what happened last time? You tried to choke me, you tried to kill me. And I was upset. Perfect line. Perfect line. That actually made me laugh. So I was like, fine. Okay. Well, turns out Gemma using the robot, using the engineering papers or whatever you want to call it to make M3GAN, some company got him, which was shown in the first movie. Don't forget that there was a guy who was the mole stealing secrets, and he did steal the files for M3GAN. So it was probably him who was able to get it out there. And now this doll is going out there and killing anybody who's helped her creation because she doesn't want to be beat or topped. I was slightly disappointed with the fact that this villain is just looks like a person. It's just literally a regular person. Like, honestly, that almost looks like Elizabeth Olsen to me. I looked at the trailer and I was like, Scarlet Witch, is that you? Looks like Elizabeth Olsen. I would have liked, another doll. The one that kind of looks like M3GAN, a fighter, but all right, it's literally just an actress pretending to be a robot. Fine, fine. I guess that's okay. We'll deal with that. But she's a super advanced AI version. She's over here doing all sorts of things. Let me just put it back to normal. She's doing all sorts of crazy things, fighting off bad guys, shooting people. Come on, that's definitely Elizabeth Olsen. How do you not see that as Elizabeth Olsen? Whatever. And, well, they decide, the only thing we can do is bring M3GAN back to life, give her a body, and put her in the game to destroy this other doll. It's the Terminator 2 plot. And I don't know how to feel about that, because as the trailer goes on, there's no horror elements in here. The only horror elements were the moments where it reminded you of the last movie. That's the only part of this trailer that actually ended like here. This part where they show you a clip of the last movie, that's a horror scene. That's creepy. That's scary. But that's from the first movie. Here, they fully are just going action comedy. And I've seen already a lot of people upset. A lot of people saying how dumb it is, nonsensical. I agree. But at the same time, let's be honest. The first M3GAN movie, barely a horror movie. As soon as they removed all the R-rated parts, because M3GAN went viral on TikTok and they're like, we need these PG-13 kids to hop in there and make it a success, which ended up working because movie made a lot of money. This stopped being a horror franchise. This is Blumhouse's first Marvel movie, man. Blumhouse is now dipping their toes into the action route. And I'm shocked, dude, because like, look at these scenes. What am I seeing? This is an action movie right here, and that looks expensive. And they didn't even put that kind of money into the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 trailer. Where was a scene like this in Five Nights at Freddy's 2 where we're in techno, jumping off buildings, skydiving? It is crazy and so stupid, but why not? I'm in. I could not believe this is actually what they were doing. Then I had a little cameo here. M3GAN is fabulous, and M3GAN did comment to me, guys. I don't know if you saw this. Me and M3GAN are now canonically friends on the internet because I was talking about her crazy dumb trailer. I was like, M3GAN trailer 2 looks so absurd, random, and crazy. 10 tickets, please. And M3GAN hits me with, get in, loser. We're going to stop Amelia. Me after this reply, I'm a M3GAN shill now. I will do anything M3GAN says. Dude, I cannot. This is the part that cracks me up the most. Because we thought M3GAN already got her upgrade in this trailer whenever she shows up with her old self just looking a little bit taller. And here you see like the kind of upgrade. She's like faster, stronger, and can do basically Miyagi-Do karate with those. Look at that insane movement in that, man. That's so crazy. I can't get over that. But no, that's not the final upgrade. This thing turns into like Tron Legacy, and they start getting super robotic outfits, highlights in the hair, glasses that I don't even know what they're capable of. It's so stupid, and I want to see it. I completely agree. Probably going to be a bad movie, but it looks pretty entertaining. It looks fun, and I'm kind of okay with a franchise that is willing to go this stupendous and crazy. Because yeah, they could have done the sequel where, oh, M3GAN found a way to get a new body and is going to come back and haunt the characters of the last movie. Been there, done that. Going this route? Sure. Why not? Like, if this was Chucky, I probably would be pissed and very nitpicky. But that's because Chucky started off scary, had 3 fun horror movies that actually did terrify me as a kid, and then he went to jerking off and having kids. Real scene and seed of Chucky. M3GAN was dancing and doing weird things in the first film. Now they've amplified that even more. Why not? It says that, Chris, you'll look gorgeous as M3GAN too. I don't know, man. I do a lot on the channel. I worry about dressing up like M3GAN and what that'll do. Because I think for the end of time, anytime I'll do something stupid, people will just be like, you dress like M3GAN though. So, honestly, guys, yes, I agree. It looks dumb. It looks stupid. They went a little too crazy with all this, but you know what? I'm into it. I want to see this ridiculousness. I want to be entertained. If it's fun, I'm probably going to enjoy it. And if this is the second movie, dude, what is the third movie? What happens then and what goes on? I already know how this movie's going to end too. You probably know it too. Movie ends, M3GAN wins, she destroys that girl, whatever. Now we have to realize, oh, crap, we just gave M3GAN all these upgrades, made her stronger, faster, taller. She no longer is to help us. She ain't gonna be our friend. She ain't gonna be nice. You just made a killer. So that's gonna be interesting. I wonder if they've put in a fail switch though. So yeah, I can't wait to see this movie and find out if it's any good. Let me know your guys' thoughts on the crazy trailer for M3GAN 2.0. All right, let's move on now, talking about some Thunderbolts and the Marvel. So Thunderbolts quickly approaching right behind us, and yeah, they had things at CinemaCon and whatnot, but I think the important thing we want to talk about is all the popcorn buckets, baby, because they just announced the popcorn buckets for Thunderbolts. You know I'm a popcorn bucket lad, so let's get into them here. Okay, so let me see if I can find it through Cinemark, because I think they did it. Let me see, Mark. They showed off one of the popcorn bucket, which I want to start off talking about with theirs. Let me just go to it. They were at CinemaCon, so they were reeling in a lot. Come on, it's got to be here. Is it right here? Is this one it? I think it's... No, this is the featurette. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I know I'll find it. Oh, whatever. I'll just type in Cinemark Thunderbolts. And then it'll pop up. I know it will. Cinemark Thunderbolts. All right. All right, here we go. Perfect. The Red Guardian helmet. Okay, so I first saw like the images of these being the popcorn bucket, Thunderbolts, popcorn buckets, right? And I saw this one and I was like, okay, cool. They're going to have a Guardian drinker head. I guess that's cool. They do that a lot. But then I saw the video and, you know, the hand there for size proportion. I'm like, oh, dude, it's a wearable popcorn bucket. They're going to have that. And my luck with wearable popcorn buckets is not the best. 2 seconds. Faster than a speeding bullet. I had to go to my popcorn bucket room because that's a thing I have. I have here the Gladiator 2 popcorn bucket. And well, whenever this came out, I was jumping, I was excited, and I thought, I am Maximus, son of Father Maximus, and I will have my revenge. It did not fit my big old head. If it fit you, I was pretty jealous. I was pretty much looking at you and wishing the worst. Because it's so bad. I wish this would have fit me. But it did not. I think it barely fit anybody else. Are you entertained? Dude, this is also what they need to do for the Avengers Doomsday bucket. The Doctor Doom mask, just like this. That would be awesome, right? So, that didn't fit me, but it is a cool display piece, and I do have it off to the side. This Red Guardian one. David Harbour. He got big head syndrome like me, okay? We got big brains. I'm thinking this one will fit. I'm hoping this one will fit, because if it does not, I'm going to be so sad. Now, as you guys know, and if you've studied the 3C lore on the channel, the big problem we face here is I'm a 4-finger forehead guy. Okay? That's an accurate measurement. They use it in the Philippines all the time. Please put your fingers to your forehead and let me know how many fingers long it is. I'm a 4-finger long head guy. That might be the problem. I feel like if I put it on, the eye holes are going to be right here. The eye holes are going to be right here, and I'm like, Drokli Slovakia, Red Guardian. Best British, I was about to say British, Russian accent. So, I don't know. I still cannot wait to try it, though, to see if it'll work out for me, and that's cool. I wish they would do more stuff like this. I do like that back part. That back part might help me out. You see how it maybe bends a little? That's going to help me out. I love the detail on this. So there's that popcorn bucket. That'll be with Cinemark, my favorite theater, by the way. And then the other one, let's see about AMC. AMC announced theirs. Guys, I gotta mute my freaking text here. People blowing me up. All right. They announced the Red Guardian limousine. And if you look, it looks like it'll even come with a little Red Guardian action figure. Okay, not bad. Pretty all right. I still think it's funny that Red Guardian has a limo service. And I guess people just decide to you know, take him up on rides. I'm curious how that works. Because last we saw Red Guardian, wasn't he like in prison and stuff? Now he has his own business and limousines. That's interesting. So they got the Red Guardian mobile as the popcorn bucket for AMC. That's nice and dandy. I think I'll be checking that out. I still think the Cinemark one will probably end up being better. But hey, car bucket rides, those are always cool. Let's look at now what Regal announced. They have an interesting concoction with their popcorn bucket. So I just typed in AMC Regal. That made no sense. Regal Thunderbolts. Their popcorn bucket was a little unique, was a little unexpected. So here we have a video of it. Big old popcorn bucket, right? And the top is actually going to be the asterisk that you can fill up with, I'm assuming, a liquid. That's a kind of unique way of a popcorn bucket because, we have the Thunderbolts movie where they're playing up on this thing that they have the Thunderbolts asterisk. And we're all assuming once the movie's over, the movie's going to pop up and reveal that the asterisk actually means Dark Avengers or New Avengers, West Coast Avengers. It'll be something Avengers. Thunderbolts are going to end up being like the New Avengers. I mean, they're in freaking Avengers Towers now. That seems to be their headquarters. I'm thinking that's the whole point of the asterisk, and that's what will be revealed at the end of the movie, right? And so they thought, okay, well, let's have fun with that asterisk. Let's use it as part of a popcorn bucket. So you'll have the container that you can fill up with actual popcorn, and then it looks like the gold part that is the asterisk is filled up with liquid so you can... Oh, yeah. How you going to fit an icy in that thing? Good. That's a good question. And we also have to resolve the problem of once you put an icy in there, well, then you're also freezing your popcorn. Who wants to eat cold popcorn? Ugh. Ugh. Now, we've all had popcorn a day late. It happens. It's okay. Oh, my goodness. I just got the craziest super chat. Gooner Bolts. We are the Gooner Bolts. Pass it along. Oh, dude, that's crazy. That's wild. So that's the popcorn buckets we're getting assembled. That's the only three I could find here. The AMC, the Cinemark, and the asterisk. I'm going to be getting them, and you'll get a popcorn bucket ranking the same way. Right now, if you look at the YouTube shorts on the main channel, I got the ranking for the Minecraft popcorn buckets. So that's a lot of fun right there. Let's move on now to our next topic. Let me know which popcorn bucket you're going to most pick up on. All right, since we are talking Marvel, let's talk a little Fantastic Four. We had some new details come out. A lot of people were disappointed today because today is April 4th, 4/4, and they did acknowledge it right here. Happy 4/4 day, but they only dropped a new poster. Now, somebody brought up a really great point that I think we do have to acknowledge is Marvel right now is more focused on promoting Thunderbolts and trying to get that into the public eye, which makes sense. That's the way things work. Thunderbolts is first going to come out, then Fantastic Four, right? So you don't want to overly promote one movie when you have another one coming out. But they're so close to each other, only months apart, that it's just hard to market this while trying not to market this too hard. I think there's a lot more people excited for Fantastic Four, but I'm very much looking forward to Thunderbolts, right? So, little sad we didn't get a trailer, but this new poster, it's fine. It's cool. I like the look of it. But along with 4/4 Day, they also dropped some new images on Empire Online. So I'm just going to put that up over there. But here, looking at those images, we have here Ebon Moss and Pedro Pascal in their spacesuits. They're looking fly. We also have Joseph Quinn, Johnny Storm, and Sue Storm over here, also looking great. I'm loving the whole set design and just look at this movie. The retro feel is great. But along with this article and some of these first looks, they dropped some details about the movie and things that we hadn't heard, even stuff outside of CinemaCon, because they did show a trailer there. And in the trailer, they revealed, one, that Sue Storm is pregnant. That's confirmed. And they gave audiences the first look at Silver Surfer, which looks very comic accurate, and people said they love the design of it. So I can't wait to see that. But some of the new things that they decided to reveal here is, let's see here. This is very much about the spirit of the space race. It's about JFK and optimism. It's imagining these four going into space instead of Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin. Oh! So they're their universe's version of that. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, people to go to the moon. Supposedly. No, I'm not one of those people. I'm not conspiracy. This idea is that they are the most famous people in America because they are adventurers, explorers, astronauts, and not because they're superheroes. And then they come back and they're superheroes on top of it. But primarily, they're astronauts, their family. I like that detail. Now, there's more details, but let's stick on that for a little bit. That's kind of cool because we knew part of the theme of Fantastic Four was that these dudes were like famous, I thought, because they're the only superheroes of that universe. This takes place outside of the MCU in a different universe, right? And we get a whole feel of that with the retro-futuristic 1960s look. Their history is going to be similar, but slightly different to ours. And now we know they're the first people that went to space. And because of that, they're famous for being these adventurers, these scientists, these explorers. And then after they're already famous and well known, they just happen to also get superpowers. The best way I can think about that is like if the crocodile hunter, may he rest in peace, he was famous just for being a guy who wrestled crocodiles, was one with nature, and that was already the thing that made him famous. What if one day he got bit by a crocodile and got crocodile powers? Then he'd be even more famous, right? That's the way I'm thinking about it in my head. So that's kind of cool that they were famous even before their superpowers, and then the superpower thing just amplified their famousness even more. Okay, so I thought that's a cool detail to explore on there. Let's go into some of these other details that are revealed in the article. If not, I think I have them. We have here. I really wanted. I really wanted to go with this as a grounded version of space as possible. So no wormholes. There's tech is very much retro future, but it's also booster rockets, it's combustion, and Marvel Apollo 11. Okay, so it's not going to be too outside the norm of kind of the tech we had, just a little bit more futuristic and not too wild. I'm okay with that. I like that. I don't mind that. I like again, I love the look of the movie and the way everything is shaping up in it. Let me see if we got some other stuff. We have here. Oh yeah, this is the part I wanted to talk about here. This film, it's clear, well, different to other MCU entries. Significantly, it exists separately from everything that we've seen in this franchise so far. We are our own universe, the director says, which is wonderful and liberating. There's really no other superheroes. There's no Easter eggs. There's no running into Iron Man or whatever. They're it. In this universe, I love the interconnected Marvel universe, but we get to do something so new and so different. Eventually, this world will meet up with the other world, but for now, this is our little corner. Another reason to be extremely excited and kind of happy for this movie. Like, I can't believe we are on the third reboot of the Fantastic Four, right? With the 2000s, the Fan Four Stick, and now the MCU. And each time it is set in its own universe. We thought finally when the Fantastic Four joined the MCU, oh, they're going to meet Iron Man, Spider-Man, they're going to interact. Nah, buddy, their own universe here. And I was slightly taken back and disappointed. But with the look that they're having right now, and how much stuff in the MCU with certain movies has been bogged down with interconnectivity and connecting here and making this Easter egg and all that, it is kind of refreshing to hear, no Easter eggs, no other superheroes. We're just telling our own story. And yeah, somewhere down the line, we're going to connect with those guys. But for right now, it's our thing. I really like that. I think that works out for the best, and it makes it much more refreshing to go into. I will say, though, I wonder how this will work out when we get to Fantastic Four 2. Because that's going to be a giant change. Because I think by the time we get the sequel to this movie, then they will be in the MCU. They're the world that we fell in love with and liked here with the retro futuristic look. I don't think we're going to have that once they join the MCU. I think they're just going to be in the version of the MCU after Secret Wars. And will that be weird when you try to watch some of these movies without those interconnected films, right? Because like, think about Guardians of the Galaxy. I think there's a real way you could watch Guardians 1 and 2 back to back, no problem. Maybe jumping to Guardians 3, you do have to at least check out Infinity War just for the Gamora death. But even there, you could just know, hey, Gamora died in between movies. All right, jump into 3. And it still works. Man, going from Fantastic Four 1 in their own universe to then jumping into the second movie going, oh, they in the okay, there's superheroes everywhere now. Huh. All right. Let's see how that goes. So yeah, I'm still very excited for this. I like those comments. So interesting. Still one of my most anticipated. Superman's still on top. Even more after that little sneak peek preview that they threw out there. Which I guess I'll talk about maybe later. That's another thing I wanted to add on. Let me just add that on after here. Superman footage. Okay, sorry, I talked about that. All right, here we go. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought about these new details and things that they've revealed. And I think we're not getting the next Fantastic Four trailer until the week of Thunderbolts. That seems like the best time they're going to do it, because now they're putting a close to marketing one movie, and it's time to really begin marketing the next movie, Fantastic Four. So the week that Thunderbolts comes out, that's when you're getting the next Fantastic Four trailer. If they didn't do it on 4/4, it's because they're waiting for Thunderbolts to be released. All right, so let's move on now to our next topic, and it's still a Disney topic. So, all right, it's been no secret. Snow White was kind of a big failure, and egg on my face, man. If you go back to my channel, I made a video, which right now it's looking like I have a terrible track record. I'm never going to make one of those videos again. Earlier at the beginning of the year, I made a video trying to predict, the movies that'll be the most successful, the biggest flops, and all this stuff right here, right? All right, and right now it's not looking good for me. Let me kind of look at the end of what I had with some of these things here. I had Snow White. Okay, I did have Snow White being bad, but I had it making a lot of money, which it doesn't look like it's gonna do that. On the Minecraft side of things, I thought Minecraft was gonna be great. I really thought I was gonna be able to be like, Minecraft was awesome. It was enjoyable. I'm not gonna. I was entertained, but I can admit it was not a good movie. But it was a very entertaining movie. Topic for another time, right? Either way, with Snow White coming out, this was not very much enjoyed. And the box office has not been stellar for this. I thought even with some of the controversies and people hating on the main star, I thought it would still make money because Little Mermaid, when that came out, let me see here. Little Mermaid, not the horror movie, Little Mermaid box office. When that came out, that made pretty decent change. 569 mil. That's a good amount of money right there. And that had the same kind of hate. People not liking the star, calling it woke. Oh, why is Mermaid black? My fictional character should be white. Things like that. I thought even with that stuff, it's always a small crowd. But no, it looks like a lot more people just did not like Rachel Zegler. Okay, one thing or not. That's not what we're here to talk about, though. It got revealed through an article that Snow White has basically ruined the potential for next live action adaptations. We had here an article that got released. Looking at it, oh, here, let me go to Hollywood. Oh no, that's the Independent. Okay, let's just do Entertainment Weekly. They have it here that Disney pauses live action Tangled remake in the wake of Snow White underperforming at the box office. And I don't think it's just Tangled, guys. I think we're going to see Disney put a pause on some of these princess movies for a while. If you were looking for Princess and the Frog, Tangled, Brave, or whatever else they were probably thinking about doing next, Snow White just kind of ruined those chances. And I don't think anyone else is to be blamed but Disney. I'm not blaming Rachel Zegler. I'm not even blaming those toxic fans, although y'all pretty toxic. I think it's Disney's inability to stick with a creative route and just deliver what fans expect. I think it's so funny sometimes the way sometimes fans on what they expect, because I think literally the only thing they want from live action remakes, I'm talking about regular people, just like your coworker, your grandma, or people who grew up on these. You were surprised how many people just literally want people that just look like the people from the movies to an exact T, putting aside race or anything like that. It's crazy. I was watching the Lilo and Stitch trailer with like some cousins of mine, and they were like, I don't like this Bubbles. He don't look as scary. And one of the other cousins goes, yeah, I agree. Well, I didn't like that. He doesn't look exactly like the guy. And I'm like, that's all people want then. They just want them to look like exactly, and that's weird. And Disney, wants to make those bold choices. But then when they make those bold choices, they will then spend millions of dollars reworking it. Because what happened with Snow White? Snow White is going to be a much more of a detrimental hit because of the 7 bandits that they thought was the best idea for that movie, right? Because they were trying to have their cake and eat it too with thinking this will replace the dwarves. Oh, this movie ain't good without the dwarves. Let's put the dwarves back and make those 7 bandits nothing. Costing a lot of money, delaying the movie 2 years. On top of that, you also had the things with the stars and stuff like that. So I'm like, to me, it just comes down again with like creative vision about that. I think it's just funny when that comes down to it. And I don't know what else, because I'm not even a big fan of these live action remakes. At one point, they were exciting and interesting, but now it's just gotten to a point where they just make the weirdest. They just like. They want to remake they want to get the easy money of remaking something, but then they want to make small changes to some of the crucialest parts of what made those original movies happy. Like, I was hearing these rumors about the live action Hercules movie, which, live action Hercules is the thing I most want, and Snow White just kind of not accidentally, but Snow White just kind of ruined my chances of that. I have no problem if it's Michael B. Jordan, by the way. The rumor that I was hearing is that they're thinking of reworking the movie to making the main character Hades and having the whole movie told from his perspective. Let me tell you something. As the number one Hercules guy and the guy who this was my favorite movie of all time. My earliest core memory, I'm not even kidding, is me like at 1 year old staring at my Hercules bed sheets. I Googled them the other day because I was like, did I imagine that? Is that even a thing, or was it real? And I Googled Hercules bed sheets, and I had, what the heck, Hercules movie bed sheets. And oh my, I had a Ratatouille moment, guys. I had a moment just like in that when the guy eats the ratatouille and flashes to a kid. That happened to me. I went, it's real. I have a memory of looking at this and being 1 year old and going, Hercules. And now when you get the chance to give me that movie in live action and give me what you want, you're taking the easy cash grab, but then you go, let's flip around the perspective. Get out of here. Pissing me off. And, it's probably not going to be as good as I want it to be. I really do like that movie, but I really want to see it. And this film is probably not going to end up happening. They're not going to go through with it, which sucks because I did want to see it. As far as that goes, it probably is the best way. Now, the only thing that could end up reversing this, and it might be for the better, is a little movie called How to Train Your Dragon. This is the next studio that is up on the block of live action remakes, because so far it's been Disney monopolizing that because they have a lot of animated classics. But now Universal and DreamWorks have dipped their toes into that. The first reactions out of CinemaCon were really good. People really like the movie. There's even things that they said that they did right in terms of staying true to the story, but making minor tweaks that are actually interesting and make it, its own thing. And I'm like, that's what you need to do. And I think if Disney sees that and they're like, whoa, if we just deliver on what is faithful to the original while adding small, newer things to enhance the story, people like that. And this movie's going to make money. And when that happens, Disney's not going to just let that lie and let another studio take in all the money of live action remakes. They're going to jump back into the game, but they're going to probably jump back in with different mindsets and things like that. I'm interested. We'll see. I still I don't like this, especially when it comes to 3D animated movies, because this is the domino effect that'll eventually lead us to a live action Shrek. It's coming, boys and girls. Whether we like it right now, look at all the 3D Toy Story live action. Boy, I'm going to be probably 40 when that comes out, but it's coming out. It's going to happen. Like I just think that's so weird because 3D animation to me is already so close to live action with the things you can do. Why even bother? But they're bothering, and this already got announced to have a sequel. So we'll see, guys. Someone just said Jack Black is Shrek. I am an ogre. Shrek. So we'll see, guys. You let me know, though, what you think and how long this pause will be. And are you sad you're not getting live action Tangled? I'm sad I'm probably not getting live action Hercules because I love that movie, man. I love that movie. All right, let's move on. What else did I have to talk about? Oh, okay, I wanted to briefly touch upon this, the Superman footage. So you guys know there was a sneak peek that ended online. I won't spend too much time talking about it. I do just kind of want to talk about some of the fan reactions to this, or I don't even know if I should bother. It always just ends up in negativity, and are you even surprised? I guess I won't even make it a topic. I'll just brush by it. I ended up being really happy and surprised by it, but I knew when watching the footage, there was going to be people that complained. And so let's just go through some of the random complaints. Complaint one that people are having, and you know who I'm talking about when I say complaints. They don't like that Crypto the dog is acting like a dog. They think that this scene is just odd and just not dehumanizes, but sort of just makes Superman look dumb. I understand what James Gunn is going for in that situation. I'm fine. The other thing that people were bringing up is like the robots. They thought that scene didn't work where one robot's like, "You don't have to say thank you to us. We don't have a conscience." And then the other robot's like, he looked at me." I kind of think I have a theory on this. I think this is my theory on this, and I didn't talk about this in my breakdown video. The way these are numbered, you see how there's 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? I think as they're getting created, because he even just said, this is 12, she's new, and they're continuously building these bots. I feel like they're building them more to the preference of what Superman wants. So obviously you saw at the beginning, right? Right when he's injured and he comes in, that bot's running to him and he calls him Superman. And I saw people complain going, the robots wouldn't call him Superman. They would call him Kal-El, because that's his Kryptonian name. Well, Superman is probably their master, probably controls them and tells them what to do. And I think with every new robot built from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, each one is being built to the preference of what Clark Kent / Superman wants. So I'm thinking at one point they do call him Kal-El, but then Robot 2 comes out and he's like, call me Superman. Then that carries over. So just like this bot, number 4, which is a really early version, who is minimal expression, minimal, how do I say it? Minimal kind of conscience and saying, I don't appreciate it, this and that. By the time we got to 12, and that's what Superman wants out of his robots, is some compassion, some personality. Well, they're being built to his liking in terms of one that's giggly and has a personality. I don't know. I think that's how it's working, but we'll see. We'll see. The biggest complaint and discourse online, which I thought was interesting, is why is Superman yelling when he's getting hit with rays of sun? Is he stupid? There are a lot of people that don't know that Superman's powers come from the sun. And even some of the people who barely know that are like, well, then why is he screaming if it's healing him? And it's perfectly explained in this little clip where it says he has 12 broken bones. He has bladder damage, this, that, and all that. You're being healed up in real time. Imagine your broken bones then being snapped back into place and forming. That's not gonna feel good. That's not gonna feel right. I did like the people, and I didn't even think about this, that pointed out that these robots are holding down Superman. How strong are these robots? And how bad is it going to be if Lex Luthor gets his hands on these robots? Because it makes sense, because they're Kryptonian technology, and that's always the thing that can hurt Superman, right? It's tech from Krypton, metals from Krypton, any elements from Krypton can hurt him, and these guys are holding him down. Bro, if Luthor gets his hands on these bots, which we do get shots of in this little sneak peek, that Luthor eventually sneaks his way into the Fortress of Solitude, then yeah, dude, he's eventually then gonna take those bots and probably use them for his own gain. Probably even use the metals to eventually build the Lex suit to fight Superman, which I think is a thing that'll definitely happen in this movie. So I don't know. It's been interesting to hear the complaints and whatnot, and they're just never ending. I'm fine with some genuine criticism, and even people who are excited being openly like, I think this looks weird, but I'm still down. I'm down to hear all that, because yeah, this took me by surprise just seeing Crypto beat the crap out of him. But dude, there's just some people that are just destined to hate this. They're never gonna love it. So why even comment on it? You know what I mean? But anyways, yeah, it's just been interesting to see the whatchamacallit backlash to some of these clips and whatnot. And like I was telling you guys, I went to go see the Minecraft movie again because I had a cousin who really wanted to go see it. So I was like, fine. And I was there with my lady, and she hadn't seen the Superman clip yet, and it played in front of the movie. Oh, she loved it. And my little cousin did too. He was like, oh. So I think it's going to be great, and I can't wait. I hope the movie delivers, man. I really don't want to be disappointed with this film, but man, I got goose pimples watching this thing, and some of the complaints have just been crazy. And let me know what you think the craziest complaints are, and what you think are some valid complaints. I'm down to hear some valid complainies. All right. What's the last thing? All right, the last thing on the agenda before we get on to super chatty questions. We did get an update on the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. That's right, my boys and girls. We got an update on good old Freddy Krueger. Not gonna lie to you, it's not the update you wanted, but it's an update nonetheless. And I have been wanting something because I've said it before. He's my favorite horror icon. I love Chucky, love Michael, Jason, all those others. Freddy, always number one in my book. And I'm like, dude, when am I getting a reboot or something, dude? Well, we unfortunately got that update. Let me see here if I can look it up. Bloody disc. I don't think I even spelled it right, but whatever. All right, so here we have an article that just came out. This was during CinemaCon, or I guess maybe not. It was just an interview, but he says, New Lines hopes to make another Nightmare on Elm Street movie. It's complicated. So we have here the person who's most closest to the rights and is capable of making them, New Line Cinema, where all the movies were made in that studio. In fact, New Line Cinema is the house that Freddy built, that because a lot of the earlier Nightmare on Elm Street movies actually funded a lot of the films New Line did. But anyways, they have it here. A Hollywood Reporter asked New Line Cinema President, Chief Creative Officer Richard Brenner if a new Nightmare on Elm Street movie was on the horizon, and he said, "We hope so. It's complicated because of the rights." The response is not surprising, but New Line often referred to, see right here, the house that Freddy built has not publicly commented on the Elm Street in some times. The U.S. rights to the property reverted to the estate of Wes Craven back in 2019, but New Line maintains the international rights, we've heard. And that's where the holdup is. So people are wondering, okay, so what's the legal complaint or the reason things can't happen? It's that. It's because Freddy Krueger is technically owned in the States by Wes Craven's family, the Wes Craven estates, and they can make a movie, and it's rumored that they were taking pitches, hearing ideas for TV shows, other movies. I did hear one rumor is that they were just asking for too much money, and I get why they would ask for a lot of money, because Freddy Krueger is pretty well known to everybody, but sometimes just because a horror character is known does not mean they always make the most money at the box office. Freddy always just made modest, nice money, not Marvel money, right? And they were basically asking for Marvel money to the rights of Freddy Krueger, and that would stop a lot of things. But also, once they want to, it has to be with New Line because they have the rights internationally. So if you want to make that international money playing this movie in China and I don't know, Brazil and other places where the movies are pretty popular, you have to do it with New Line, and they know that, so they're trying to work out a greedy deal. It's a bunch of nasty work, man, that's just holding us back. But I did like at least that hope that the guy said, we hope so. That makes me think they're trying to figure something out, but when it'll happen, boy, oh no, who knows? Oh, yes, thank you. I will talk about Gambit after this. Thank you. I forgot about adding that to the list. Gambit will be talked about, guys. Yeah, so right now that's what's going on with Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm really hoping for some sort of reboot. I thought it was even funny. Jackie Earle Haley, who plays Freddy Krueger in the in the reboot, which admittedly I did not like the reboot, but I didn't think Jackie Earle Haley was too bad. He pulled a great April Fool's joke. He said, "As of most of you already know, it's official. Warner just greenlit Nightmare on Elm Street 2026. Super pumped and excited to don the glove. 1, 2. Guess who's coming for you, bro?" At this point, I wish just to get another Nightmare on Elm Street movie. I would have just taken it. I would have been fine. But yeah, it was an April Fool's joke. I did see a lot of people fall for it. Would have been nice though. I just want something. I just wanted something. You guys let me know though who you would want, and guess the year it'll happen, man. I'm thinking not till like 2030, unfortunately. That's what it feels like. Or at least until we get another Michael Myers or Freddy Krueger on screen. Ghostface might be, making that money and could convince them. Until one horror character goes on screen and makes a lot of money, that's going to make people rush to try and be there. But we had the Halloween franchise come and go, and they still didn't rush to it. All right. Thank you for reminding me about that Gambit thing, because I guess I forgot to put it in the notes. Gambit. All right. So you guys know it got announced, and it was pretty official. Channing Tatum is going to be coming back. For Avengers Doomsday. That is official. Channing Tatum is coming, so that we know that 100% sure that's happening. And when that name popped up, I remember being extremely surprised and even thrown back, going, "What? Wow, he's coming back and he's going to be Gambit." Man, the fans loved him so much in Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm happy for him. That's so cool that he'll continue playing on the character. I really thought that was going to be a one and done role for him, but he gets to come back. Well, Channing Tatum has made a comment on the Avengers Doomsday situation, and it looks like he might not be Gambit. And this is a multiverse movie after all, so we'll see. Let me pull up the comments though. Channing Tatum. All right. So what he said exactly in terms of what's going on here. Oh, he had a video one. Oh, would they copy strike me? I doubt that they would copy strike me. Sometimes they do that. So maybe let's hear his actual tone, because I've only read the comments, but sometimes when you hear the actor say it with his own words, you can kind of get an inflection if he was joking or if he was for real. So let's actually hear it from his own mouth.
Oh, real quick, update me on Doomsday. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get to be in the movie, but they have given me a chair to at least watch what possibly gets made. I hope I get tagged in, but you know, you just never know. You might be in Marvel Shape too. What's funny about Marvel Shape is like, we got superpowers. Like, you know, why do we need to have that? It's a movie, bruh. It's a movie. I've always wanted to talk to these artists. I'm just like, yo, they got superpowers. You can make things blow up. Why do I need to look like this? Why can't I just be fat and like eat Cheetos?
That's true.
Gambit
buildings. Can be fat.
Oh, real quick, update me on Doomsday.
Okay. So that was the update there. He basically just said it was my name. It wasn't exact. He said it wasn't. See, I don't remember hearing that part where he said it wasn't exactly Gambit. Oh my God, was it clickbait? Let me hear it again. I didn't hear him say it wasn't exactly Gambit.
I'm not sure if I'm gonna get to be in the movie, but they have given me a chair to at least watch what possibly gets made. I hope I get tagged in.
Or is this a different interview? Oh, maybe this is a different one. Let me see. Let me see about this one. Oh, it's a different interview.
Let's start here because we are in.
Like, I give my heart to every movie, but this one has a special kind of extra, I don't know, place for me, and because it really is. It lives in this strange place. It's not.
And maybe say it in your little accent.
I don't know what you're talking about. Like personally, all I was guaranteed was a chair.
Oh, okay.
They said that I have a chair and I can at least watch the movie from the chair. You know, and it was just my name, wasn't exactly Gambit. So I work in the world of just like of binary, either yes or no's, and like I've only been guaranteed so far a chair to watch the movie in. So that's where I'm at.
We want a chair.
Okay, so that's the part. Okay, there we go. We found the right interview where he said that. So that's the quote I was reading around and seen where he said it was just my name. It wasn't exactly Gambit. I've only been guaranteed so far a chair to watch the movie. And so I do think the part where he's like, I've only been guaranteed a chair to watch the movie, great and funny joke. And you could honestly tell how cautious he's being with his words, because you know how much this means to him to even be back into the superhero role after. Because again, if you've looked at the history of Channing Tatum and how long he was trying to play Gambit, it was years, guys, like so long, and it never happened. And now that he's promised an Avenger movie, it's like I'm gonna keep it quiet. But it was really interesting to hear him say, it doesn't mean it's Gambit. And that's where it's opened the door for a lot of people, because no doubt he's in the movie. Channing Tatum is going to be in Avengers Doomsday. That's no doubt. But will he be Gambit? Now, honestly, if I put money on it, I'm thinking, dude, of course he's going to be Gambit. Why would they bring him back and make him someone else? That would be such a waste. I don't want to see him as Johnny Storm. I don't want to see him as another version of Wolverine or whatever. I want to see him as Gambit. But I think the interesting part we could discuss is, will he be the same Gambit that we saw in Deadpool and Wolverine? That's the part I'm interested in, because at CinemaCon, Kevin Feige did confirm. He said that the let's see here, in Doomsday. Let me type in Kevin Feige. In Doomsday, the people that are going to be fighting Doctor Doom are right here. He said the movie will focus on the Avengers, Wakandans, Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts, and the original X-Men all fighting Doom. Elephant in the room. Channing Tatum, not in original X-Men. And even if you really want to think about it, is Deadpool in original X-Men? Because he always kind of read that line. Anytime they did cameos of the other X-Men, it was the New Age X-Men, the James McAvoy, Michael Fassbender, those kind of X-Men, which aren't the original X-Men. I know they're technically supposed to be the younger versions of those X-Men, but through timelines and weird changes, can you really call it that? I wonder, then is he going to be the exact one that we met in Deadpool and Wolverine? Or are they just going to give us a version of Gambit that is now the original one with those characters. Does that make sense? Like a newer version, and I feel like that is probably what you do. Because hey, it's still Gambit, it's still Channing Tatum, but I don't think you need to have him as jokey and as wild as he was in Deadpool and Wolverine, where he was, saying things like, oh, I shot out of my daddy's balls and all that. I can't see him saying that standing next to Patrick Stewart and all the other X-Men, right? But this would be another huge win for Channing Tatum because he was supposed to meet up with those characters. He was supposed to hang out with them. And remember in X-Men Wolverine Origins, when Wolverine fought Gambit in that movie, that was supposed to be Channing Tatum. Didn't end up happening because of scheduling conflicts and other things, so they replaced him. So maybe it will be him. I don't know. It's really interesting. I think it's definitely him just being cautious with his words and not wanting to get in trouble with Feige, because I think dude knows he's lucky to be in the movie, and he's like, I'm not ruining it. I'm not ruining it by admitting anything. So all I know is I got a chair to watch the movie, and it might be Gambit, might not be Gambit. So I don't know. I'd like to hear from you guys. That's exactly what I'm thinking too. I bet he gets killed off. I think a lot of these characters are dying in Doomsday because you got to show off how powerful this guy is, right? I think they're going to kill a lot of them. I wouldn't be surprised if all the original X-Men are killed. Patrick Stewart, Xavier, he's been killed like 20 times already, so is that even going to matter? Wanda killed him already, and he's going to come back to be killed by Doom. You guys let me know, though. You guys let me know. All right, that was the final Super Chatty Chat. I'm going to do just a little bit of the Reddit. It's been nothing but nonsense on there, and I'm always scared to go on it. What the heck? The Flick Pick said something about me, and then we're going to get into Super Chatty questions. Let's see what the Flick Pick said. One of my best friends of all time. Okay. Oh, he impersonates me. Okay. Let's see.
Do a 3C one? 3C? I'm trying to think how I could even impersonate 3C. Hello, my lovely peeps. How you doing? I don't know. Something like that. Is that kind of how he talks? I hung out with 3C for 4 days in an Airbnb, okay? He's a cool guy. He's my type of people. I'll put it that way.
Oh, the things Flickinger and I did alone in that Airbnb for 4 days. I don't think the internet's ever going to be allowed to find out about those things. No, I'm just kidding. I cannot believe I'm friends with John Flickinger. I don't know how many of you guys still follow or watch his stuff, but he was one of the OG movie YouTubers for me, like Chris Stuckman, Jeremy Johns, John Flickinger, and John Campy and all those stuff back in the day. And just to think, now I have his phone number. I call him and we talk on the phone sometimes, and every time we talk, we're like, dude, when's the next trip we're gonna do together? Another Comic-Con or a CinemaCon thing or anything like that. He's such a nice dude. He's very nice. The Goon Pick. I gotta call him that. The Goon Pick. But he's a very nice guy, and he's not at all what I thought. He has his persona online, which is pretty similar to his real life persona, but I remember watching him back in the day and thinking, this guy's probably an idiot. This guy's probably dumb. Look at all those muscles. What a loser. He's fun to be around. I had fun with John Flickinger. That's nice. Dang, do I really say that a lot? Oh, my movie peeps. Dang, I got to work on that. Channing T was sweating with his words. Oh, yeah, he definitely was. Guy,
I can't
him
wait
and
for
me
Superman
sweating.
to come out. The team worked so hard on it.
All right, let's see what we got here. A James Gunn skit.
Can't wait for Superman to come out. The team worked so hard on it. It's such a beautiful film to. Oh, hold on a second, my shoe's on tight. I don't know why I left my shoe.
Zack Snyder wouldn't have left his fucking shoe undone.
Exactly. That's exactly how some people sound. Help me, Chris. Scroll for the full story. Let's go ahead and drop that new trailer tomorrow. 4/4. 4/4. Okay. John Kramer gonna kill you. Oh yeah, and for those of you who didn't. No. Oh. Okay, let me do that one first. I already saw the end of this. What the hell, man? All right, so me with a creeper. Oh no! My village, no! I worked so hard. That was pretty good. Thank you for that. If you guys didn't see my Five Nights at Freddy's breakdown video, you missed out on this masterpiece. To end up spending 7 minutes in heaven with Toy Chica?
Me next, Chica, me next.
No, I was wild of them to include Toy Chica feet shots.
Oh, perfect.
There you go, guys. That's the kind of peak you missed if you didn't watch my breakdown.
I hate Nick.
Oh my god. That's really nice. Let's make sure that that person is now blocked. Ban. Sorry, buddy. Let's see. Whatever, just ban. There you go. You get banned just right there. You see it happen. I even had to ban one of my mods just the other day. It was crazy. I true story, guys. And if you guys are watching mods, I had a mod so bad that all the other mods in my chat got together, sent me an email and said, Papa Chris, we must get rid of him. And the evidence I was sent on why this mod should be banned, I was disgusted. I was appalled. I was like, what is happening? I do not want to breathe these kind of ads. It's even more why I don't want to get on the Reddit sometimes. People just be dumb. It's just meant to be fun and do little movie memes and make fun of me in a kind way. But some people just evil, boo. You saw that Kanye clip where I don't know, someone asked him, why did you laugh at this guy when he died? Because I'm evil. Kanye just straight up, because I'm evil. That's people who leave that kind of stuff on my Reddit page. Why would you do that? Because I'm evil. All right, let's look at what's hot. Doomsday leaks are weird. 3C Films. I need you to kill Doctor Strange. Ooh. With the Jaritos, I sure will. I'll distract him.
I'm Steve.
There's no way. Is that real or is that edited? I've been seeing a lot of people say this, that at their Minecraft screenings, people were chanting at all the memes. The, I am Steve, Flint and Steel, Chicken Jockey. I saw so many comments going, it was annoying, it was so dumb, bunch of little kids. Other people were like, everybody was cheering and clapping at those moments. I loved it. I did not have that because the screening I went to for Minecraft, we were the only people in there, which I don't think is a testament to the box office because this movie's actually going to open up pretty big. It just happened the one screening I chose, probably because it was at like 12:30 in the afternoon, was empty, and it was just me, my lady, and my cousin. And it was nice because we could just talk and have the whole movie to ourselves. And that I did have, let me see here. I have a little video. I did, since the theater was empty, he wanted to do it, and I promised him I'd play it on the channel, even though I was like, I have no idea when I would actually play this on the channel. Let me see here. Where is it? Where is it? Did I not record it? I did. Oh, yeah. Here. I promised him, so let me just get this out of the way for 2 seconds, guys. And then we go right back to all the shenanigans and stuff going on. Open with QuickTime. Okay, good. That way I can send it to him and show him, yeah, I did it. You know, there you go, kid. But this, and he's only 10. And this is what he said, okay. There you go. Your average TikTok memer kid right there. Dude, every time I hang out with him, he's literally has all the memes down from TikTok. And I'm like, you're 10. Why are you watching that stuff? Like the latest rabbit hole of TikTok memes I got into is there's a whole bunch of memes. It's probably an old joke now. It's probably not even happening. But I was seeing a bunch of jokes about the dad from Diary of a Wimpy Kid and the conspiracies that he was a schizophrenic serial killer, and it was the funniest stuff ever. I knew that door had a lock on it, and everybody thought I was losing my mind. Who's the laugher now? I'm the laugh. Oh, dude, those memes are great. If you want a good laugh, just look those up. Just Greg Heffley schizophrenia or something. It's the darkest, weirdest things I've seen, and I knew it. I knew that door had a lock on it. It was crazy. Oh, y'all said y'all couldn't hear it. It's okay. I mean, it was just him saying, I am Steve as a little kid. Y'all know what that sounds like. All right, let's move on to a couple more, then we're getting some super chatty chats. Oh, a fellow Stever going to the movie? Digging the outfit, man. And you got Chicken Jockey. It was impossible for me to find this shirt. Where did you find yours, buddy? It's just a polo? Oh, okay. It's the polo. I was trying to find the exact kind of shirt Jack Black was wearing, and instead I just went with the blocky outfit, which I'm still debating whether I'm going to do like a spoiler review of the Minecraft movie. It's already passed for like a regular video, but I think I'm going to do a spoiler live stream. I think Sunday, towards the afternoon, evening, I'm just going to pop up a random spoiler review. The only reason I don't do one regularly is because you guys know I just not that knowledgeable in Minecraft, so I don't think I'd have a lot, but there are things about it I want to talk about in a spoilery way, and I know you guys as Minecraft fans will probably tell me what you did. Like the Technoblade thing that happens. I didn't know anything about that, and I was like, someone had to explain that to me about that YouTuber, and I was like, oh, I had no idea why that was in the movie then. You know, things like that. All right, let's go here. We got this instead of a new trailer. Kind of a missed opportunity. Yeah, but it's like I said, Thunderbolts. We got into that. I saw that. I called it. What is this? Oh, dang, is my internet acting up again? Here we go. Brand new story, a brand new character, a brand new plot. Brand new day. I called it. A brand new. Oh, and I still want to talk about this more because of CinemaCon week, I got swamped with videos and trailer breakdowns. Oh no. What the heck? Something just went off there. My hope is for tomorrow, if I got time, depending on what I gotta do, because tomorrow they're also releasing a trailer for Tron Ares. I'm probably gonna want to cover that on the channel. But I want to do like a theory video on this title, man. I'm still gushing and excited and happy with all this, and I have so many thoughts and other things have been popping up. I'm thinking I'm going to still do that, but I was just so busy with CinemaCon week. What the heck? This is how 3C in 2030 looks. I guess if I grow out my facial hair, I could end up being me. Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to make a taco the wrong way. Dude, I was crazy with the LED lights. I thought it was going to look good, man. I overdid it. I know I overdid it, but I think I have a good balance of LED lights now. Man, and I've worked on that a lot. Oh, dude, my local theater tonight after Minecraft, dude, I cannot imagine. Someone brought the Minecraft movie meal to the movie? That's crazy. That's crazy. That's how busy I've been, too. I haven't even been able to get the Minecraft movie meal. Oh. Oh, dang. 20 tickets, please. I'll watch that anytime. just Doom watching She-Hulk twerk. Yes, quite elegant. Quite beautiful movie so far. All good stuff. Oh, interesting artwork. Why does everybody's heads look weird? Is this a mashup of Evans and Robert Downey Jr.? I don't even know who that is. Why does Spider-Man have an AK? Okay. Chris, I haven't seen you in years. You know the weird thing is, and I'm not even kidding, I think my grandpa looks exactly like that. So that's probably a very accurate picture of how I'm going to look like in like 50 years. I look at that photo and if I squint a little, exactly my grandpa. Exactly my grandpa. Yeah. What are your guys' thoughts? I like that new trailer. The new trailer they came out with for that, very nice trailer. I'm still so surprised with how much of a serious tone and how it actually looks like a genuinely enjoyable movie, like good, and like they're treating the story well. I thought it was just going to be an easy cash grab bringing back Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio, but it looks like they got a decent story, and I like the new Karate Kid, and they even say it in the trailer. Let's make a Karate Kid. They said it. They said it. So, yeah. All right, I think a couple more, and then we're moving on. Say that. Okay, I'm not gonna play because I don't even know, man. I'm tired of getting those kind of videos, so I'm gonna skip out on it because it looks sussy. Welcome to Dole, paired with boring Oregon, U.S. driving safely. Chris equal Dole. I'm Dole. I got 2,200 people say otherwise, man. Yup. Rip 3C. What the heck? Oh my God, such a long. Super Jockey. What is going on here? Yeah, I saw that. Sydney Sweeney single. right after I got engaged, boys and girls. I told my lady, I said, honey, I went too early, honey. I think I'm gonna have to reassess this. No, oh, I wish, man. I wish I had that outfit. I'd wear it all the time for the FNAF videos. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Are you not entertained? Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, let's get into the super chatty stuff. Let's get into it. All right, let's move this stuff over here. And then let's get over here and get into your viewer submitted questions, my boys and girls. Okay. Starting off with the Muffin Boy, we have here, Disney has paused its live-action Tangled remake after Snow White underperformed. What are your thoughts on this decision? I mean, it makes sense. It's right. I think whenever How to Train Your Dragon comes out and makes a lot of money, they're going to be like, maybe we just need to do these like them and not make so many crazy, outrageous changes that'll piss people off. Who would have known? Who would have known? Thoughts on Val Kilmer passing away? Oh, dude, that was really sad to see. I know he's been struggling a while with his cancer. I wish I knew more of Val Kilmer's work. I did see, I think Dan Murrell, because he was like covering some CineCon stuff. I wanted to hear his opinion on things. I like hearing other YouTubers talk about their opinions on stuff. He had a great little tribute to Val Kilmer in his career in his video. The main thing I'll remember him as is the Batman in Batman Forever, and I think he was a really underrated Batman. You could go to my Batman Forever review on the channel. That's still up there, probably a little old and outdated, but I even said in that video how much I really liked his Val Kilmer. His Bruce Wayne and his Batman portrayal. I think it's one of the better mixtures of both sides. He was a great Bruce Wayne and a really cool Batman. And I've grown with Batman Forever a lot more. And I know some people are still on it, you know? We have here, DJ Kleffler says, I hope the toy animatronics have facial recognition so they can be threatening. And I wonder if the puppet will be a physical prop or a CGI. Oh, it'll definitely be a physical prop, probably with some CG elements, but with the Jim Henson Corporation there, they're going to be, putting in them physical props. The facial recognition stuff, I would love if they implement that, because I know in the second game they have the whole mask mechanic where if you put the mask on, they can't see you and all that. And I would kind of like them to be able to throw that in there. I think you could do some suspenseful stuff if they do that in the movie. Point Flash says, hey 3C, was wondering where you get movie clips for your videos, because I struggle to find specific clips for edits on my channel. Congrats on 1 mil on TikTok. Thank you. I finally hit 1 mil on TikTok, but they threatened to ban the app every 30 days or whatever. So, hey, at least I hit the mark. As far as just YouTube, I just download the videos from YouTube and whatnot. There's like software you can use to do that. And it's just a matter of heavily editing the videos, because you can't have too much of the continuous clip going or they copy strike you. But just YouTube. All the videos I need are just on YouTube. Billy Bug Entertainment says, see the new trailer for Phineas and Ferb Season 5. I gotta be honest with you, Phineas and Ferb was past my time. By the time that show was kicking off, I was just a grown man, and I just didn't get into it. I watched like 2 or 3 episodes, I think, just casually, and I found it fine, but I didn't grow up on it or really dive into it. I do still know the theme song though. Even there's 104 days in summer vacation, and we gotta. That's all I know. Michael Tomsick says, hey Chris, today would have been Heath Ledger's 46th birthday. What is your favorite film of his outside of The Dark Knight? I'm not joking. I'm not being funny. This is genuine. Brokeback Mountain. I love Brokeback Mountain. I know there's some people that can't handle that, or they think it's weird. Oh, men on men. I think that is such a tragic, sad movie. I think it's very well done. I really like that, and I think it's one of Heath Ledger's better performances. I wish I knew how to quit you. And I do like some of the memes that come out of it. I Love Movies says, Ryan Coogler's Sinners had its premiere yesterday and people seem to love it. Can't wait. I saw some of those reactions, really good people. There's a fellow reviewer on there I'm friends with named Alex Coleman. He's someone that's watched it. If you don't know him, go on TikTok, talks about movies on there as well, and he has a review for the movie. And yeah, I'm excited for Sinners, man. I'm still kind of pissed that most recent trailer basically gave away the whole movie and all its major surprises, but I'm still really looking forward to it because it is Ryan Coogler. Oil up, Chris. Oh, Lord, not again. I love movie says honestly, I feel like Megan might betray anyone at the end of 2.0. Parts of the trailer make it seem that way to me. Yeah, I mean for sure. Why wouldn't she? She's like, all right, I did your job. I defeated your threat. I got upgraded body, and I still got the same mission. I think that's what the third movie will be: is Megan back to being the bad guy, which would be great. But if they go even crazier and make it more of an action movie, bruh. Ben Malsky says, Chris, what are your favorite line scenes from Naked Gun? Mine's is that's my policy scene. Also, poor Norberg can't catch a break. I think one of my favorite ones is the scene where he's trying to get information out of a guy and they're just passing the same $20 back and forth. I don't know how much of the scene I can watch without getting copy strike, but yeah, I'll just play the sneaky clip. Let me see here. Naked Gun. I still highly recommend you guys watch it. The movie, I know it's a little old and maybe a lot of you younger ones won't want to. I think there's a lot of funny things in there. It's the bribe scene. So this is just really funny. He comes in and then just right here. A lot of good slapstick random comedy, and dude, Leslie Nielsen was always just good at that stuff. Like even this little gag here after the guy dies. The chalk line in water. How do you draw chalk on water? But anyways, my gag that I really like is here. They do the thing where, you see this in cop movies or detective shows all the time, where they're like, I heard somebody was here. You got any information on that? And they give them a 20 or 100, and they're like, oh yeah, I did see something. This whole scene is them just passing back and forth that $20 bill. It's funny. I really recommend you guys get it. Let me see here. I want to play it. I just know I'll get copy striked, unfortunately, because it's a scene from a movie. I have to do it in bits. But yeah, they're just passing the same dollar back and forth, and it's so funny to me. That's my favorite bit. I love that. And all of his scenes in Scary Movie 3 are also so funny. I love that a lot. Well, I like when he's like the aliens and they're peeing through the hands, and he goes, "Oh, we're not so different," and he starts peeing through the hand. Good stuff. Good stuff. R.I.P. That was probably one of the first celebrity deaths that hit me, Leslie Nielsen. I remember I was like, oh, dude, I loved him. Let's see here. What's your thoughts on the overall impact these smaller announcements could have on the future of theatrical releases? On the impact these smaller announcements. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but just like the movies that maybe like don't get a lot of buzz and stuff like that. It's always good to showcase them and talk about them, get some people excited. I mean, there's a couple of original movies where the premise sounds interesting. I want to watch. Like one I didn't talk about, but I read up on it. I was like, that's interesting. Is Amazon MGM? They have a panel. It's a Chris Pratt movie. I think it's called Mercy or something like that. And it's set in the future. And Chris Pratt plays a character where he's in a courtroom in a chair, and he has 90 minutes to convince a judge that is like made out of AI, like he's like a robot. He has to convince an AI that he didn't murder his wife. And I'm like, that sounds cool, because like who knows, that could be the future someday. AI is the new jury or judge, and you just have to convince a robot that you're innocent. That sounds crazy, right? So that sounded interesting. Jamaica Gates says, did anybody watch the new Devil May Cry show on Netflix? And what are your thoughts? I absolutely loved it. If it's true to the games. Oh, I've never heard of this. What's it called? The Devil May Cry on Netflix. Oh, it's anime. Nice. I've never seen it. You said it's based off a video game? Well, you guys gotta let me know if it's worth watching. I wouldn't mind. The visuals look interesting on it. It's got some red eyes. All right. Love Aries says Tron Ares trailer coming tomorrow. Yep, and I'm gonna be covering it. I'm gonna be seeing it. Bill Wugsby Entertainment says, how brutal are the final 2 Daredevil Born Again episodes on a scale of 1 to 10? Is it that massively brutal scene that surpasses horror films included in either of them? Like I said, that crazy brutal scene, you're gonna know it when you see it. It is in the final episode, and I say it's more the final episode. The second to last episode is kind of like the calm before the storm, where some crazy things happen, but it's mainly all saved for the real final episode. So yeah, and it gets pretty, especially, I mean, it pretty much guess, right? Because by now it's like, where's the Punisher at? We know he's coming back. Final episode, and the stuff with him, pretty bloody. We have here, Garrison Mulby says, are you... My favorite, man. That was one of the lines I audibly laughed. That's one of those embarrassing times. If you don't know, this is a line from the Minecraft movie. It is one of the funniest jokes and so dumb. It's said by Jennifer Coolidge's character, and it's a waitress that comes up to the villager, and the waitress just goes, "Are you finished?" And Jennifer Coolidge, "No, I think he's Swedish." She is so funny in that movie. I couldn't. I thought it was hilarious. Let's see here. DJ Cleffer says, any funny April Fool's 3C lore? I used to like April Fools on the internet because companies used to be creative with like their April Fool's ads. I remember I think Amazon had like a drone security guard one year where it was a cool idea, but it was an April Fool's joke where how they have the Ring doorbells or cameras in your house. They put up an April Fool's video one year of like this drone that you can turn on from away from your house, and you can have the drone fly around your house just to inspect and make sure everything is there. And I'm like, that's not even a bad idea. Y'all should actually do that. And that doesn't seem that hard to do, but it was an April Fool's joke. Other things like that. Like, I like when there's a little bit of effort, but now April Fool's just turns into clickbaiting. Most awful headlines. James Gunn has canceled the Batman Part 2. Saw that like 10 times. As far as like lore though, of anything in my life, nothing really. I wish I had some good April Fool's lore, but nah, nothing. I said here, Michael Thompson says, thoughts on Thunderbolts projecting to make 65 million to 85 million on its opening weekend. For context, Brave New World opened 88. Ooh, see, I knew it. Like, I think Thunderbolts has the potential to be a better movie than Brave New World, even though I thought Brave New World was okay. I think the Captain America name and Anthony Mackie being someone from the movies was enough to push people to go see that movie who don't keep up with everything Marvel. Thunderbolts has a real sticky situation of having a cast 70 to 80% made up of characters who were introduced through Disney Plus shows or other things. And I am wondering how that'll affect the general audiences, because it's a lot. I know people hate that word homework, but to some people that matters. They're just seeing a movie trailer with like a red Captain America, another Captain America in a black outfit, and Black Widow released during the pandemic, remember? So it was on Disney Plus and in theaters, and it didn't make that much money, meaning not a lot of people saw it. So in a weird way, even that, I'm wondering. And so seeing these numbers that you're saying, 65 to 85 million, projecting less than Brave New World, and Captain America Brave New World slightly, like, it made its money back, I think, but it slightly underperformed when they were hoping for, and compared to other Captain America movies, this is interesting. But I still think the movie looks promising, and hopefully that'll be the game changer, right? If the movie's good, then it'll have legs and consistent money growth week to week. But if it gets, critically planned, maybe like Brave New World was, where a lot of people were giving it really bad reviews, then, it's not going to have those legs. Fantastic Four trailer 2 when the week Thunderbolts comes out. That's when because they're going to want that trailer to play in front of the Thunderbolts, right? Because that's the same audience. But right now they're just so focused on promoting Thunderbolts, so it won't be till the week of Thunderbolts. Lewis Clark says, watch your CinemaCon videos, and it's funny that you haven't seen the first Bad Guys movie because, no, I saw it. I gotta be honest, I'm not a big fan of the Bad Guy movies. I saw it when it came out, but I was just so on it, I like blanked out. I don't remember much about that movie other than like little action sequences and a joke here and there. I just wasn't too into it. I thought it was a fine movie, but I was just kind of like, it existed. I know that's just me. I know there's a lot of people that are out there, but I just thought it was fine. The Muffin Boy says, top 10 sequels you really want. Ooh, Chronicle 2 would be one I would want. Transformers 1 would be awesome. I'm trying to think of some other ones off the top of my head. I know there's like a ton out there. Sequels that never got made. Malignant 2. Boy, I would love them to continue the Malignant franchise. I really want another Malignant movie. I'm thinking about movies, and someone said like 23 Jump Street, but they had a sequel. I want movies that like didn't get the sequel at all. I know some people are saying like Amazing Spider-Man 3 and things like that, but I'm thinking about movies that didn't even have a second chance to go out there. The Child's Play remake, I would have wanted to see them try to do something else with that movie. Ready Player 2, I'd be interested in it if Spielberg came back. If Spielberg came back, yes. Dread 2 would have been nice. Oh, Power Rangers, the 2017 Power Ranger movie. Yes, that would have been nice. TMNT 2, maybe. I really only like that TMNT animated movie through the Leo and Raphael stuff. Everything else, I'm just kind of on Step Brothers 2. Yes. And it's because also we heard what the plot was going to be for Step Brothers 2, and they just didn't think it was good enough. In an interview, Will Ferrell or John C. Reilly, one of them, they said what the plot of the second movie was going to be. It was going to be about their parents who got together are going to go retire, and then the brothers decided we want to retire too. So the movie was going to be about them joining their parents in retirement in a retirement home at the same time, causing havoc in there. I thought that sounds like a fun idea, but they didn't go through with it. I would have loved it. Someone saying Batman Part 2. We're getting Batman Part 2. Don't you dare put that into the world. District 10 would have been nice. I don't know why they didn't make District 10. I like Superbad, but I didn't feel like it needed a sequel. A more focused Man of Steel sequel, yes. I know Batman vs Superman, you can kind of count that, but I count that more as like a pre-Justice League movie. So a direct Superman movie like Man of Steel 2 would have been nice. Willy's Wonderland, yes. Willy's Wonderland, yes. A lot of good stuff in there. Good choices, guys. We had here, when do you think will be the next stream for a movie? Thunderbolts? Oh, I was just talking about this. Probably the Minecraft movie. Not even kidding. I mean, I have that dang Steve costume. I got all the popcorn buckets. I kind of want to talk some of the spoilery things in the movie and the things I did like and I thought didn't work in it, but I think I'll just do it through a live stream. So this Sunday at night, like, I don't know, maybe let's aim for like 6 o'clock on Sunday. 6 o'clock Central Time. Whatever that is for you. I think that 6 o'clock Central Time on Sunday, I'm announcing it here, Minecraft spoiler review. But Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four probably will get one too. Lewis Clark says, Legend of Zelda movie has a production listing and they're going to be filming in New Zealand. Oh, beautiful area to do that, which is where the Lord of the Rings were filmed. Yep. So that's probably a perfect area for them, and they're going to get a lot of great landscapes. I love the sound of that. Mario says, is it true that theaters are showing the unfinished? No, that was a made-up thing. Do not believe that. There's this rumor going around that movie theaters are accidentally showing the unfinished CGI version of the Minecraft movie. That's not true. What's actually happening is an unfinished version of the Minecraft movie with like the CGI not done and things still looking blocky and like little PlayStation characters. For some reason, that movie has leaked online. So it's online. You can probably find it if you search hard enough, and there's screen grabs all over Twitter. But no, it was not accidentally played in theaters. That's not real. People just said that, I guess, for viral tweets and stuff. No, but that copy of the movie is online, but it's not being played in theaters by accident. Astronauts on a spaceship for Final Destination 7. I wouldn't mind that. I think with Final Destination, you just want to play into something more that you could probably do. So like if you think of like the first three, right? So the first one, the accident was a plane. Many people go on planes every day. Second movie was a highway accident, driving a car. Almost everybody has driven a car and is like fearful of having a car accident. Third movie, roller coasters, theme parks. A lot of people do that. If you do something like spaceship and astronauts, well, then that's not really super relatable, and there's only like a handful of people that get to experience that, right? And so that's kind of the fun of the Final Destination franchise, is everyday situations that now become fearful and scary. Like today, I had an eye appointment. I went to the eye doctor because your boy's got astigmatism, all right? I see things a little fuzzy, and pretty soon in the near future, I think you guys are going to see me wearing glasses for live streams, because even now, some of the words looking at my screen look a little fuzzy because of my dang stigmatism. But anyways, while I'm there, they're analyzing my eyes. All I can think about is, oh, this would be a great Final Destination death. Just the light and laser hitting my eye. Ah! And I think that is a scene in one of the movies, isn't it? I completely forgot. That is a scene in one of the movies. But it's stuff like that. So With the new movie, it's like a restaurant. And I'm like, well, we've all been to restaurants, but it's a high-rise restaurant. And some people have been to that. So you kind of need to think of like everyday situations where that's possible. And so spaceship, while a cool idea, I think we need a more relatable one. So I think that's why people were saying like cruise ships. People wanted the accident to be in a cruise ship. I wouldn't mind that because there's a lot of people that do go on cruise ships. That wouldn't be a bad one. I'm trying to think of like what else. And someone said, "Welcome to your 30s." I know, man. I feel so. I miss having perfect vision and stuff like that. David Hernandez says Daniel discovers Mr. Miyagi and Jackie Chan went to D party. I don't want to know that. That'd be a crazy Karate Kid sequel. Miles, the creator, sends in $1. Appreciate that. Cookies on a Milk River sends in some support. Thank you so much. Well, here, what movies have you given 5 stars in every category? I really am thinking to change, to maybe not do away, but rework my rating system. I've been thinking about this for a while because, okay, if I want to be honest with you guys, sometimes making review videos on upcoming movies are not always my favorite videos to do. Sometimes they feel like a chore, or like they are like they're videos I just have to make because it's like the standard thing you expect from a movie YouTuber, right? Is to review the movies that came out that weekend. And it's not for every movie. There's great movies I for sure want to geek about and like gush and talk about how awesome they are. And there's sometimes bad movies where it's like I really want to talk about how bad this was. And there's even movies kind of in between where there's some good to it, there's some bad to it, and I want to talk about that. But then it gets to the part where I have to do my rating card. And at one point, the rating card I created for my channel, I like worked so hard and tried to do something so unique and overly complicated because when I was starting up, I was like, I want to be different. I don't want to be like the other creators and YouTubers out there. I'm going to be unique. And it was fun for a while, but some people are still very confused with the way I rate things and look at it. And it's like this question in particular where it says, what's a movie you gave 5 stars to in every category? That's not how I view the star system in the category. To me, there isn't a movie that exists that has 5 stars in every category. Because to me, that's the equivalent of saying you just made a dish that has every ingredient in it. That's a terrible dish. I don't want a dish that has a whole... That's like saying I gave you a burger that has 100 grams of sugar and 100 grams of salt. That's going to taste like a terrible burger with that kind of combination because I just figured people would be smart enough to know this is a horror movie, so the thing that matters the most is the horror star or this and that. And sometimes, yeah, there's movies like kid movies I'll review and it's like, why is there even a horror rating? And I'm like, well, that's just my standard for how to go. So I don't know. And even with the Minecraft movie where I gave the critic side of it an F, people think that means I gave the whole movie an F. I'm like, no, I gave the critic side of things an F because critics are gonna hate this movie, and that's exactly what's happening. You look at the critic reviews for Minecraft, they hate the movie because sometimes critics just don't want to have a silly fun time with films, So I don't know. I've been seriously thinking about how to rework it to maybe simplify it because now I'm at a point where people do watch my reviews and it's more about my opinion. I don't want to do away with a rating completely. I know other reviewers eventually did that, like Stuckman and things like that, but I think I want to simplify it or streamline it in a way and whatnot. So I don't know if you guys have suggestions or ideas of how to better do it. I'm curious. And this isn't to pick on you, Cookie. I get why you would ask that, but that's, again, now how I view the star system. To me, there isn't a movie that has 5 stars in every category. To me, that's like an ingredient list. The perfect combination, just the right amount of action, a little amount of humor, some horror in there to throw in a little flair. Like, that's kind of how I see it. But, yeah, I love your ratings. Thank you. I just, some people say it makes perfect sense. Thank you. So, yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about reworking and stuff, but I know people hate change and they get used to things. So we'll see what happens in the future. Captain Obvious says, finally caught alive. Let's go, legend. Thank you, Captain. Appreciate you here, Mr. Obvious. Yanni says, I've heard Mission Impossible trailer looks awesome. What you think box office is going to be for it, and Thunderbolts. I really hope the Mission Impossible box office is great, It sucks that the last movie was not making as much money as they hoped for. and they're on a downward trajectory. I would hope for at least 600 million for Mission Impossible. I mean, in a perfect world, it hit like 800 million. That's, I think, what they would really love. But I'm thinking like 600, maybe 700. I hope it's great, though. I hope it's great. Thunderbolts, I don't know, man. We just saw those projections and stuff right there. At least 400 mil, please. At least 400 mil, but we'll see. We'll see. Finally, oh, thank you so much. I got that. Okay, the sequel to Friday was next Friday. Yeah, next Friday, and then it was Friday after the next, and then this new one is supposed to be called Last Friday, but maybe they want to start a new trilogy, so they'll call it New Friday, or what would be another way to call it? This Friday, that Friday, it's Friday. I don't know. I Love Movie says when we get a second Superman trailer, ooh, I think we're not getting one for a while. I think that sneak peek counts as our second trailer for a little bit. Maybe not till Thunderbolts also. If not till like, I don't know, coming close to June. Casual Gamer says drop the price. Yeah, for the Nintendo Switch, they need to, but we'll see. Nick Figure says, I don't want down the mood, but my grandpa passed this week. Oh, I'm sorry. Just wanted to say I really appreciate the joy you bring in your videos, and you don't realize how much you mean to people going through hard times. Oh, man, I appreciate that. A lot of you guys have said that before when you're struggling through it, and I cheer you up, and that's always my job. I just want to keep you guys entertained and feeling happy, and I'm sorry about your grandpa passing, man. JC Productions sends in some love. Thank you so much. We have here Captain J says, I highly recommend you read The Housemaids. It's so good. You know what? My lady, she's read all 3 books. She's a regular Kindle popper. She's almost every time I see her, whenever I'm walking around the house doing work, I'm like, well, I'm reading that Kindle again. Interesting. And sometimes there's books where I'm like, is that a book or are you reading a porno? Because what the hell? These ladies, man, if you got a lady that's reading a book, I think you're going to be shocked sometimes at the things they're reading, fellas. That's all I'll say. But yeah, I've heard cool things about The Handmaid from her. And I don't know. I just don't want it to be that thing where I read the book, because I had that happen with Hunger Games, where like I read Hunger Games in high school, loved the first book. I was like really into it. And because of that, I didn't like the first Hunger Game movie that much. I was like, I was one of those snobs. The book is better. Same thing happened with Ready Player One. Although I've grown to like the movie more for what it is. But the Ready Player One book, and then the way it was in the movies, I was like, but Steven Spielberg did do what his thing in that. So yeah. Let's see here. The Muffin Boy says, we are finally getting a new South Park season. Hey, South Park is always fun to watch, and I saw the first look photo they released had like Diddy in it, so I was like, oh, this is gonna be a crazy episode. Benji M says, which MCU hero do you think will team up with Spidey in Brand New Day? It takes place during Doomsday. I assume most of them will be busy doing that. Man, my wish list would be Daredevil. I would love Daredevil to be the one. If it's not him, I have no idea, man. I know he's been rumored with everybody. Some people said it was going to be Ant-Man. I would be fine with it, but I wouldn't be over the moon about it. Other characters, I don't know. Like, really, the only one I want is Daredevil. I can't imagine who else would make sense in all this, unless you throw in like Black Panther. Sure, to have him in there. Oh, but they can't. I'm sorry, with Chadwick. Kate Bishop is cool, but I don't think she'd sell the big enough ticket. Shang-Chi would be dope, but it also would be a little random. They're definitely going to do Deadpool. Someone's saying Deadpool in the chat. They're definitely going to do Deadpool, but I don't think they're going to do it this movie. I think they're going to do it like in the next one or something like that. Mohammed Manor says, when I saw Alligator Loki in season 1, I wondered if there's a human variant of Rocket played by Bradley Cooper. Also, your videos, man. Flint and Steel. Appreciate the love. That'd be funny to have a Bradley Cooper Rocket Raccoon human. I've never even thought about it like that. That's some good logic. This should be right. There's an alligator Loki. There's a raccoon Rocket, so there's maybe a human Rocket out there. Primus says, have you seen the new Devil May Cry series on Netflix? Just started it and I'm enjoying it. No, people were talking about it though, and I have it here off to the side, so might have to give it a chance. No Diddy Kong in Mario Kart 9. What? They didn't have Diddy Kong in the new one? That is pretty surprising, because if you look at the trailer and some of the screen grabs, they got a dolphin, they got a skeleton fish, they got like a puppy, but they don't got Diddy Kong? That's weird. Real Reject says, genuinely love the streams, amigo. You're the best at movie news out there. Oh, stop it. That's so nice. That means a lot when it comes from another creator. You're also doing great stuff, and I'm always checking up on your guys' podcast that you have. Keep up the great work, man. That means a lot coming from you. Well, it's so nice to have friendly people in the space. Check out Real Rejects, as most of you probably have. LM says, they released Marvel Legends figures that reveal Sentry's costume from the upcoming Thunderbolts movie. Yes, they did. Good mention there. Let's see. Sentry Marvel Legends. Yeah, people were already also picking apart the costume and the reveal. Let me see if I can get the here he is. It's fine. Like, again, so here's like kind of like the comic book looking suit, you know, that they made, and here's an idea of kind of the look and stuff. And then of course they got to MCUify it with 300 lines. I think it's funny that they're probably aware of these kind of complaints. And, you know, I'm not a get rid of all lines kind of guy, but I'm definitely a get rid of like 60% of lines kind of guy. Like, I think there's so much over excessive line use, and I think there's somebody that pointed out giant similarities between some of the Marvel costumes where it's like, well, this isn't even creative then anymore. What is going on here? Let me see here. Sentry lines. Let's see. Let's see if I can find the exact photo somebody was bringing up to do it, because they like had side by side the Sentry costume, then they had the Deadpool costume, Sentry. Let's see, design. I'm trying to find that exact tweet. I don't think I can find it. If somebody does find it, let me know. But they had the Wolverine suit. Oh, here it is. Here's the tweet. There we go. Is there some guy at Marvel who mandates these specific details? And yeah, look at this. So you have the line here on the thigh, the line here on the arms, the line here under the chest. Okay, move on to the next suit. They got the line in the arms, line under the chest, and the line on the leg. And then we move on to the Sentry suit. Line on the chest, line on the arms, line on the legs. There's, for such widely different characters and people, they all have the same tailor, the same person. Now, granted, some of these suits are peak. I'm not going to lie. I still love the Wolverine suit and what they did there. I don't love the Daredevil suit. I kind of wish they would get rid of these black accents and just make it a darker red and go full red. But whatever, I'm learning to live with it. I do like this shade of red better than the last shade of red from the Netflix show. And so, yeah, I mean, it's just something we got to deal with. But, dude, lines everywhere. I love lines. That's some guy right now in Marvel. We got a costume. Lines. Give it lines. They're always going to be there. But, oh, yeah, and I agree. That's why I said I'm not against all lines. I'm against getting rid of at least 60%. Because I agree also. People said plain clothes would look so bad. I also agree. If you tried doing this exact costume exactly as it is, it's not going to look great. It's going to look CW cosplay. So I get the need to like really detailify it. But that's why they say the word over-designed. We're fine with you designing the suit, but then you over-design it and just really overkill it. Like, I was also, like, when it comes to the Spider-Man Homecoming suit, I also hated some of the over-designed elements of it, like here and all that. So, like, if we look at the Spider-Man Homecoming suit, right? I hate, you know, these extra black lines here and the way it gets into the belt there and the black line there, black line there. I'm okay with some lines on the legs, but it's just like a little too much there and all that. And so that's over-designed. And then when we get to the Spider-Man No Way Home suit, which let me find the right one. No Way Home suit. This version of it, let me see if I can find a much better stance of it. No Way Home black. Oh, not that one. Well, the black and red. Well, it's this suit that I'm talking about. This one here, so much better. Let me see if I can find a better one. So much easier designs and so much better because you don't have those extra lines now on the belt. It's just a clean look. Yes, you have a little extra redness there, but it's simplified. It's designed, but I don't think over-designed. Right now, this I think is like my personal favorite Tom Holland Spider-Man suit. It's the best version of it, not the Far From Home version. The Far From Home still has a little more excessive lines and things I don't like on the like belt part and things like that. It's the No Way Home version of this suit that I think is like it's designed but to a good T. And of course, also the very end suit. The only thing I would change with the very end suit is the shade of blue. It's a little too shiny blue for me. I kind of would like slightly darker, but that's also perfect in terms of just it's designed, textured, little lines there, but it's just subtle. It's not too over designed. I don't know. There's our Marvel crash course on designs, guys, from a guy who's never designed anything and dresses in graphic tees from Hot Topic. I know what I'm talking about. All right, there we go. Let's see here. Only if Amazon announced the Child's Play 2019 sequel, there would have been so much hype. It deserved it. It deserves much attention. Please, Amazon. Yeah, I don't know if there would have been that much hype. Fans would have been excited, but we saw it did not make crazy amount of money. So, yeah. Sunday Joe says, now that Superman previews out, when's next trailer? Like I said, I think that's going to count as our trailer for the next couple of weeks. And so probably not until another month, in my opinion. Karate Kid 3D says, hiya, Chris. Last week was my birthday. Had a great time. Can I get a red lights? Throw out your birthday candles. Happy birthday, Karate Kid 3D. You have now become Karate Kid 4D. All right. Mike D. Meme says, hey, 3C, posted on the Reddit. First time I'm D's. Who's D's? D's nut. Crazy. Thank you. The Reddit is a cesspool, though, and I appreciate you, though. I do check out the Reddit every time after the stream, and that's a good cool down after the stream, checking out memes from the Reddit, as long as they're not too crazy. Just saw Minecraft movie. So funny and goofy. 6.5 out of 10. That's about as fair as what it deserves. I understand, Galaxy. Glad you enjoyed, though, if you had a good time. Funny and goofy, I agree. Whitney in Court says, hey, Chris, it's me again. I can see the future of Avengers Doomsday. If you don't want spoilers, stop making videos. Love you. Oh, don't spoil it for me. I still want to be surprised. Crispy says, M3GAN 3 will probably be multiverse. I can't even imagine what M3GAN 3 will be. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if an alien comes down and M3GAN has to fight an alien. Hear me out. The opening for FNAF 2 is literally mirroring the opening for Scream 2. Death at Fast Fest and everyone thinks it's an act. Let me cook. Ooh, probably a good idea. I wouldn't be surprised. I like that idea. I mean, they're doing a lot of Scream inspiration with the cast, so yeah, I like that idea, Critic A. Sunday Joe says, Chris, which film will define summer 2025? Be a surprise hit, and which will bomb? Okay, so define surprise hit or bomb. Okay, Superman defines, Naked Gun surprises, and Smurfs epic bomb. Oh, well then you already picked them out for me. If I had to pick my own out, I think define Superman. I agree. I think Superman has to define it. Surprise hit. Oh, dude, I think you got it there with Naked Gun. Other than that, what else is coming out? I can't think of anything else that's coming out. I know I did like a list of things I wanted to see. Let me check real quick of That's the sound of the police. Whoop whoop. That's the sound of the me. Whoop whoop. Oh, you know what? Surprise hit. Mortal Kombat 2. It didn't get its flowers or time to shine because it came out in the pandemic and on streaming at the same time. But don't forget, when that was happening, Mortal Kombat was the most streamed movie of that year. And that was the same year they put Godzilla and Kong, Space Jam, and I think even the Snyder Cut on Max. And Mortal Kombat was the most streamed on that platform of that year. So I think Mortal Kombat 2 might be the surprise in there. If I'm gonna say epic bomb, you said Smurfs. Epic bomb of this year. I would hate to admit it. No, I don't think that'll bomb. I was gonna say I Know What You Did Last Summer, not because I think it'll be bad or anything like that. I just don't know how many people will run out to see that movie. I don't know how much of a big fan base there is. And so it might just unfortunately bomb with the lack of fan base. But I hope it's good. I hope it's good. Because I'm looking forward to that movie. Adventures with Parker and Dad says, did you watch A Working Man? If so, what did you think? No, I didn't get a chance to watch that one. Was busy. My dad saw it and he loved it. But I do want to see it. I heard it was better than The Beekeeper. I did not really get into Jason Statham's The Beekeeper, and Working Man looked almost identical to that movie, so I was like, but I heard Working Man was better, so maybe I need to give it a chance. Ellie G. Lopez says, quick research on Outlast right now. Live, please. I can't do that right. That's not like really exciting stuff. I will do my Outlast research, and I promise I will get into it once the movie comes out. I always do my due diligence beforehand. But right now, live, it's just going to be me reading articles and going, oh, how fascinating, how interesting. I promise I'll get to it, LEG. I love your enthusiasm for the brand. Gooner Bolts, read that earlier. Kobe's a hobby room says popcorn bucket tier list getting bigger by the year. I know it is getting bigger, but so is that room filled with popcorn buckets, and my lady's not loving it. And even I'm like, this is the Funko problem again. I don't know. I hate to say it. This also might be the final year of popcorn bucket stuff because it's getting out of hand. And Daddy doesn't always end up keeping all of them. Like I get all the year ones to do the video, but at the end of the year, I only keep the ones I like. And then I just sell off for cheap the other ones I don't need or want. And I'm just like, what am I doing? And I also feel the hype for the buckets dying a bit. I feel it dying a bit. Someone's saying, why? Don't do this to me, Chris. I'll see. Depending how big it is this year, we'll see. But I could still probably do it maybe just without buying the buckets. Would that be the same for you guys? I could still keep up the tradition, but I don't think I'm going to dedicate buying every single bucket because it's starting to become a hoarding problem. Can we compromise with that? You guys are making me feel so bad. So don't do this to me. Why? I love that series. You act like I'm sending you guys to prison. Okay, someone said that'll work. All right. Must buy every single one. No. Someone here says, Gazen, you must do it. It is your blasphemy. No. Someone said blasphemy. Oh my God, no. I can't believe it. I could try to click, but they're not letting me. I hear blasphemy. This is the worst of my father. This is worse than my father leaving me. All right, I won't. I'll see. I'll see. I'm a prisoner of my own cringe. All right, let's go on. We have here a list of movies you're hyped for in 2025 and 6. For the rest of 2025, I did list them off because I'm trying to work with an agency now to do more, not brand partnership, but I want to do more cool things. My goal one day, you guys remember, I'm not even kidding. This is something I really want to try and do, and I'm trying to convince studios to let me. So that's why I'm trying to work with like an agency to maybe help me talk to studios. You guys remember Disney had the thing called Movie Surfers. This was a thing. This is not that movie. Let me see. What was it? Disney Movie Surfers? This is what it was. Disney had this thing called Movie Surfers. And I remember they would just randomly play, and it was just always people who got to visit the set of movies, and they just talk about an upcoming movie. It was always like a family movie or a Disney movie up and coming. But I remember watching that as a kid and being so fascinated with it and being like, oh, look at the sets, look at the actors there. And being inspired for that and liking that as a kid, I kind of always wanted to do that on my own. I wanted to just get on the set there and just be like that and be like, what's going on? Let's show me the stuff. Look at the props and all that, and film little vlogs for you guys. So that's what I'm kind of wanting and hoping for. So anyways, I had a list of stuff that I sent out, and my list says Superman, Conjuring the Last Rites, Mortal Kombat 2, M3GAN 2, Jurassic World Rebirth, Him, Michael, which looks like isn't coming this year anymore, Black Phone 2, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, Naked Gun, Running Man, SpongeBob, Karate Kid Legends, 28 Years Later, I Know What You Did Last Summer, and Anaconda. So we'll see if anything ever happens. That doesn't mean I'll be on there, but yeah, we'll see. All right. Galaxy Wolf says Secret Invasion is too big of a story for Disney Plus. Should have been the Avengers 5, 6, or 7. Would have been Doomsday and Secret Wars. And honestly, I feel like that's another wasted part of the MCU. When the Skrulls were introduced and all that, I was kind of excited, and I was wondering if they would eventually do Secret Invasion, and that was such a waste. The Skrulls were just not used to honestly, the best thing the Skrulls got used for in the MCU was for a joke on Daredevil. That episode, wherever Matt Murdock is talking with his client and trying to see if he's going to be convicted of a crime, and the guy goes, "Could it have been a scroll?" There we go. That's the best use they got out of the scrolls in the MCU. Red the Dragon says, "Fantastic Gooners." Then there's 4 of them. Hunter Janky says, "Really love your videos, and you're by far the best movie YouTuber. Will you do Avenger reviews for Doomsday like you did for the Spider-Man movies?" I gotta finish the Wolverine ones. I know I have to. I feel bad because I want to do so many others, but I got to finish that Wolverine one, man. But that wouldn't be bad. Maybe just review just the Avenger movies, just like First Avenger, Ultron, Infinity War, and Endgame. Okay, that could be plausible. Rayolfdu sends in some love. Thank you so much. Rayolfdu says, "Fantastic foreplay." Oh my God, what is happening? Doc Sonic 23 says, "Hey Chris, fan of the channel. Who's the hottest character in Marvel Rivals to you? My favorite is Squirrel Girl." You want me to goon over Marvel Rival characters, man? All right, let me see. I haven't seen them characters in a while. Marvel Rival character. All right, let me see here. Who we got? Okay, we got a hefty, nice list here. I think the Shark really does it for me. Hear me out. Hear me out. Jeff the Shark. If I'm going with my type, you did take Squirrel Girl, and bro code indicates I cannot go with Squirrel Girl. I'm gonna have to go with Sue Storm. She's in the game, right? I was seeing everybody post them pictures of Sue Storm. Reed don't know what to do with that. I'll have her. And then I'll cry in the corner for 5 minutes for disappointing. Someone said, "Why, Jeff? Why, Jeff?" Flint and steel. All right, let's move on. Let's see here. JJ Cinema says, there was even a petition on casting Mal Manningham and Megan Donnelly as Rapunzel and Flynn. Any thoughts? Oh yeah, I did see those. I doubt they would have gotten listened. You know, this rarely ever times they listen to fan voices on these casting choices. It would have probably been somebody else, and for all you know, they maybe would have wanted race swap, and that would have pissed off people and whatnot. I like Tangled, but I'm not like hinged on the property to be like, they better done it the right way. I'll be like that for Hercules, but Tangled, I'm like, whatever you were gonna do, I'm sure was gonna be fine. You didn't follow my letterbox. Oh no. Drop the name again, buddy, and I'll do it right now, even though I've been so inactive on Letterbox. I have it here pulled up. The minute you say the name, buddy, the minute I'll do it, Crispy. You don't have to super chat it. You can just put it in the regular chat, my friend. Check Reddit again at the very, very end. Well, you know what? Screw it, because I always forget at the end. I'll check it for like 2 more seconds. Gee, let's go refresh on hot. Or I guess I'll do new. I'm not going to look at videos just because of what's been happening. Chris Pizza ordered. Oh my God. Did you order the pizza I said? Okay. Not a pineapple on pizza guy because it's a crime against humanity, but had to do it because sis is so. But if he said mushrooms, I would have been like, oh, where's your review though? He did my pizza order. What's your review of it though? That actually looks delicious. That's the pizza I ordered. If you guys don't know, this is real 3C lore. This is the pizza I order with my lady from time to time. I still get a pepperoni or a cheese from time to time, but this is my order of pizza that we get is cheese, spinach, ham, bacon, onions, pineapple with Alfredo sauce. And dude, pizza is look at this. My mouth is watering already thinking about this. What did it taste like? You didn't even give me your review. Oh, come on. I know people are like, ew. How I imagine Chris being an Aladdin genie. How does the song go? You ain't never had a friend like me. We pride ourselves on service. We got the red lights, green lights, all of them here. Red lights. Okay, the Reddit still seems to be kind of crazy, but I love that you tried that pizza, man. I love that you tried that pizza. Someone said, I'm from Chicago. I promise you it's delicious. I know, maybe it's an acquired taste. The chat is not going with it. Goonerman and cute dog. Okay, thank you. Fox ate my sushi says number 12 is the robot who dies. Yeah, it definitely seems like it, and that makes sense. It'll be the robot with the most personality and connection to Superman. Yeah, and it'll probably be heartbreaking when it happens in the movie. Just joined 3C Live. Gonna be a future dad. Hey, congrats, Jeffrey. Congrats, buddy. Congrats. Not gonna lie, I want to be a daddy too. And I'm hoping one of these Fridays I can come with y'all with good news. But I guess all in due time. Patience, my friends. Patience. But I'm very happy for you, man. Now send that daddy energy to me. This weekend is wicked. It's a fight to the death, kid. If this is the Minecraft quote, I don't even remember. Nick Singleton says, Gambit. Gambit. Yes, thank you, guys. That was when I was forgetting to talk about Gambit. We eventually talked about it. Apologies for that. Wild Shorty 65 says, hey, Chris. Hey, 3C Films. Big fan, by the way. Love your content. I'm really looking forward to the Nintendo Switch 2, but the price is a bit much. Also, any news on the Pooniverse? Nothing crazy. I think just, we're waiting on the Bambi movie. I'm really excited for Pinocchio. I gotta watch Screamboat Willie. Been so preoccupied. It came and went. I don't even know if it's still playing in theaters. I gotta watch Screamboat Willie. Those people have been nice to me, and I do want to give that movie a chance. But yeah, all that's coming, and I'm excited for Pinocchio with the Pooniverse. Steamboat Willie isn't part of the Pooniverse. That's just something separate about. Everyone like the video. Thank you, Whitney and Court, for informing people. Let's please like the videos. That would be very nice. Kobe's Hobby Room says, house tour when? By the way, you're quick with editing videos. I don't know if I'm that quick. Sometimes I feel like I'm really slow, especially when it comes to trailer breakdowns, and I see all these other trailer channels pump out their videos so much quicker. I'm like, I'm trying. CinemaCon Week was testing me, man. But I try to be as quickly as I can with you guys and still have a quality feel to the videos. I don't ever want them to feel too rushed or lazily done. I want to put in the effort. But thank you. I appreciate you saying that, buddy. King Destroyer says, did you hear they even put a tariff on the penguins of Madagascar? They got them. Oh, boys. Looks like we're 25% more. Eric Anderson says, predictions for other half of Doomsday cast. Ooh. Well, that's hard with Feige saying that the movie's going to be about Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, Wakandans, and the original X-Men. I really do believe them, and the Avengers, that's going to be the main team. So I think the rest of the cast might be supporting people. I don't know, I would hope at least Tom Holland, right? Star-Lord may be in there, but the rest might just be supporting people that complement the story as opposed to being some of the larger players. All right. Ray here says, just got out from watching Minecraft. I got to disagree. The movie was pretty good. My theater was loud and excited. Post-credits seemed cool. Second movie? Well, it's going to make money, so maybe. And dude, like I said, it's an entertaining movie. I had fun with it. I just also, seeing it a second time, the flaws really stuck out to me, and I was like, ugh. But I still was entertained, and I got joy just from seeing my little cousin jump up and down and happy and saying things like Flint and Steel. I was like, this is a movie he's gonna remember and have a good time with. And I literally asked him when I was walking out of the movie, I was like, so what'd you think? He's like, I loved it. And I was like, scale of 1 to 10? He's like, 10 out of 10. And he's 10 years old, exactly the demographic for this. So hey, I'm glad y'all liked it. I could totally understand why some find it entertaining, but I totally get the people who don't like it either. Joey Martinez says, if Zack Snyder's Superman never existed, everyone would be praising James Gunn's Superman. Maybe. I think there still would be some critical people. Like I said, there's definitely those angry fans that are super exaggerating and are just hating it no matter what. But I've also seen some genuine people like, I wish I was into this, or I'm not feeling this, or it feels off. And it's nice to hear other opinions. But yeah, I think we would see just a lot more open praise for it instead of just nitpicking the tiniest little crazy details and going, Bro, really? Like, I saw the funniest thing with some Zack Snyder fans. They like someone posted the clip of him screaming, going ah, and he's like, "My Superman would never scream like a bitch." And right under there is the clip of him screaming after he snapped someone's neck in the same tone as David Corns went ah. It's like, come on! It's like, what is going on here? They're just nitpicking the craziest stuff. DJ Kleffler says, thoughts on Halle Berry not being in Doomsday? I don't know. She could just be playing it coy. I really do think now they're told you can just flat out lie. If they're going to be in the movie, I think they just can flat out say, I'm not in it. And that's that, you know? Could be a money issue. I bet Halle Berry is not cheap, so she would be an expensive get. But then again, she'd be showing up in those like really small budget thrillers where I'm like, no way they paid that much money for that, but maybe they did. I think she'll be in it. I think she'll be in it, and I think she's right now just playing coy. But we'll see. She was a pretty big part of those X-Men movies, man. It'd be sad if she wasn't in it. Endless Abyss says, hey, Chris, have you heard of the theory in Final Destination that William Bloodworth is rumored to be Death? Is that, what's his name? Candyman Tony Todd's character? Yeah, that's been an ongoing theory since, like, he appeared. Pretty good one. Karate Kid 3D, Karate Kick 3D says, I have a feeling Chris will take full front row seats for FNAF 2 for some chica reasons. Because I'm going to have the whole FNAF gang there with me. All right, boys. Pass the popcorn buckets. Mr. 35 Cap says, you should check out Marvel Rivals Season 2. Joe Fixit's skin. Oh, there's a Joe Fixit skin? Okay. I'm waiting for when they add, like, Daredevil in there. Daredevil or Ghost Rider. Eric Anderson says, how can you apply to be a moderator for you? I think I am going to start looking at like more people that I see regularly here. There are some people that regularly super chat, but I don't want you to think if you're super chatting me or sending me money, I'm going to make you a moderator, because that's not how it should work. I'm more looking at people, and it does give me statistics of people who like comment and are always on streams. That'll probably just end up being moderators, is people who show up to a lot of the streams. So I'll take a look. If you're interested, comment down below. I'll look at your comment history. Make sure you're not crazy. The Fergus Review channel says, I just sent you an email. Put it up on the stream. Oh, I mean, is it an email that's worth it, buddy? Because if it's just something random, I don't see what the point of sending it in would be. You missed the last Reddit. Pull it up on stream. Let me see here. If I went into a grocery store and somebody was robbing it... Also, Chris, look up during the stream. Does Sandy Cheeks like acorns? I think we need to put you on a list, Fergus. All right. Elijah Isa says, hi, Chris. Love your channel. There's a new movie this year I'd like to put on your radar. It's called Exit 8. 2 teasers are out. Exit 8. Okay. I don't think I've heard of this. Let me see. Exit 8. Or Exit 8, my bad. Right, Exist 8. Okay. Exit 8 Oh, I think I did see this. It's a Japanese movie, isn't it? To shared an official statement from Ko about the upcoming adaptation Exit 8. It will be made live action. I was surprised. What's the movie about? Let's see. Blood Disgusting will probably have like a good summary. I think I did see a trailer for this, but I didn't understand what it was for or what it is. Okay, the video game synopsis says, you are trapped in an endless underground passageway. Observe your surroundings carefully to reach the exit 8. Don't overlook any anomalies. If you find anomalies, turn back immediately. If you don't find anomalies, don't turn back to get out. Oh, that sounds interesting. Feels like it could be a really psychological thriller and all that. Yeah, I'd be down to watch that. Sure, I like that. Appreciate you for letting me know about that. I remember seeing the teaser pop up on TikTok when it came out. Spider-Man, a brand new goon, the Green Goblin. John Cia says, so what it sounds like is that M3GAN 2.0 is essentially going to be the equivalent of Alan of Thor, Love and Thunder. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. Nick says happiness without the huh. Nick, I'm sorry, buddy. You're getting pretty close to not being able to show up anymore. It was a little fun and cute at times. Now I'm worried, buddy. Now I'm worried. Wit in Court says, rest in paradise, Val. God bless. God bless. Okay, DJ Clifford says, Toy Chica edit gave me laughs. Thanks for the video. Oh, no problem. I'm glad you guys enjoyed that. We have here, My Wolf Pussy says, hey, Chris, just saw the Minecraft movie. It was hilarious. And to be honest, movie rarely makes me laugh. As soon as it finished, I bought me a Dennis plushie. Aw, Dennis is cute in the movie. Dennis is cute in the movie. All right, Travis M1 Foot Mile says, you forgot Val Kilmer was in Tombstone. No, I knew he was in Top Gun Maverick and Tombstone. I was just saying, that's why I mentioned, I was like, I like Val Kilmer, but I don't think I like seen enough of his filmography to fully like, be able to talk about him in such depth, because I haven't seen Tombstone, have seen Top Gun Maverick, and I obviously knew he was Iceman in that. I forgot that he was the villain in MacGruber, and I really like MacGruber. But like I said, the most notable thing I liked him in was Batman Forever, growing up watching that movie over and over. Crispy says, my mom shares a birthday with RDJ and Heath Ledger. Whoa. Is your mom famous? Looks like she could be with those names attached. Pete Velasquez says, Gene Hackman, body still not claimed. I just imagine maybe there's no next of kin. Did they have kids? Is there another relative? Maybe most of their family isn't alive to be able to claim the body. That is weird, though. That is weird. Guy Loco says, have you ever done the Cinemarca secret movie series? I have a ticket for Monday. Hopefully it isn't something awful. So I sometimes do, but they end up being early screenings for movies I already got an early screening for. But sometimes I would like to do it just for the fun. Just hope for the fun. Let's see here. Reed Jackson says, little bro dragged me to Minecraft. Well, I hope you liked it, Reed. I hope you liked it. And yes, hopefully we get to talk tomorrow. I do have some things I got to do, especially with the Tron Ares trailer now that's coming out tomorrow. And I still got to finish my taxes. But hopefully we can find the right time, because I do want to talk, Reed, about some videos we can edit. Whitney in Court says, rip Technoblade. Yeah, I had no idea who he was. Even my 10-year-old little cousin was like, I know who Technoblade is. And I was like, what? Sorry, I just never got into Minecraft. But I do appreciate the fans. M3GAN 2.0 looks whack AF. Or does it? Undecided. I mean, I think if you just go in wanting to have a dumb fun time, it looks like it's definitely going to provide on that. It looks so ridiculous, but very entertaining. Let's just see the story and the characters match a little bit more. Hey, Chris, which movie you think will make more money? Final Destination 6 or 28 Years Later? They're both longtime sequels, and they were also both recently horror movies that broke records in terms of trailers. So there's a large audience for both these movies. I'm going to go Final Destination 6. I think it's a little bit more mainstream, but 28 Years Later is going to do very well, too. Chicken Jockey. CS Comics sends in some love. Thank you so much. Sonic Fan 22. Hey 3C, saw the Superman scene in IMAX. Looks great. It definitely does look great, my friend. It does. Richard Pluma says, yo 3C, where's your Superman costume from? Oh, buddy, all you got to do is just search up Superman cosplay, and there's like 4 different websites you can buy from. Superman I said songs play. Cosplay. I think I got it from this exact one, Sim Cosplay. This is the one. My only advice, all these costumes and like these kind of websites, which again, this isn't sponsored and buy at your own risk, they're all made in China. So they come from China. And because of this, I have found that their sizes are pretty off. Your boy is usually, like an XL in stuff. Well, sometimes a large. But when I buy from these websites, I've learned I have to buy one size up. So if I'm large XL in American clothing, on this website, I buy double XL, because I guess with the Chinese measurements, they just built them to be a little tighter. So if you're a medium, I'd get a large. If you're a small, I'd get a medium, unless you're just that ultra skinny kind of person right there. But yeah, they got a ton of stuff in there, and you can check it out. That's also where I got like my Wolverine. I'm thinking about buying these next, the Fantastic Four suits, because they do look pretty fun. I saw some people already wearing it. All right. Let's see here. I made your pizza order at work for lunch. I put it on the Reddit. I actually liked it. Not even a pineapple on pizza guy, but it was still good. Hey, we got him. We got him, man. Good to hear that. Good to hear that you liked it. I'm telling you, don't knock it till you try it. Don't knock it till you try it. Okay, Joseph says, I don't care if MC isn't technically, Minecraft isn't technically great. My theater was packed. It's never packed. Genuinely greatest theater experience I've had. We are cacked. Exactly, right? Like, yeah, you can admit the story's not great. Characters are lacking. Some plot decisions, you're like, okay. But when the jokes were hitting and the audience is roaring and laughter together, you're just entertained and having a good time. And I get you. That's why you need to watch it with a packed crowd. A lot of people in there and fans, because you're just gonna have that funny experience. I saw the movie a second time, and like I mentioned, it was an empty theater. And it's kind of awkward when a lot of jokes are happening and only a few of them, or not a few of them, but since I heard a lot of them, I wasn't joking at a lot again. It was kind of quiet sometimes that theater. I'm like, oh, this feels awkward. Having that theater roar and laugh with you, it makes a difference sometimes in your experience. Elliot says, hey, Chris, it's my birthday. And the first time I saw it, it was like that. Just a theater full of people laughing and roaring at everything. And that made it much more enjoyable for me. Hey, Chris, it's my birthday on Monday. Could I get a happy birthday from you? Happy birthday, Elliot. And I hope you have a glorious Monday birthday, my friend. Go Mufasa. The Witherverse says, I posted a 20-second clip of my short film on the Reddit. You inspired me to use red lights in the shot. Ooh, nice. I will check it out after the stream, my friend. I promise I will. And you'll even see a comment. That's how you know I will have watched it. I will comment underneath that little post. Xavier Carbias sends in some love. Thank you so much. Baby Rex says, do you think we could get a Deadpool 4? I don't think so. With the way Ryan Reynolds has commented about things, I think what we're going to get is just Deadpool popping up in projects. Deadpool will pop up in the X-Men movie. He'll pop up in an Avenger movie. And he'll probably pop up in a Spider-Man movie. He'll be like a little supporting character that goes popping up. And Ryan Reynolds had a great reason for why probably won't have another Deadpool movies. Because every time you make one, you have to take away from the character. You have to like put him in a position that takes stuff away from. Like the second movie, they had to like kill Vanessa, right? And then the third movie, they had to like threaten his whole universe existence. It's better when Deadpool is just there as a side character, making jokes, having fun, not having to focus on a plot to make him the central figure. He could end up being 10 times more enjoyable and just fun, you know, to a story. You should direct your own movie, brother. I want to. I'm scared to. I'll get in a costume and make a fool of myself and do all these dumb things. I'm just scared to try hard at making my own movie, and it's sucking. I don't know. I do want to. I'm gonna do it one day. My own little short films, but I don't even know if I'm gonna upload them online because I'm just afraid of the criticisms. Love Angel says, have you been watching The Good American Family? If not, I definitely recommend it. It's based on a true story and has horror elements. I think I know which one you're talking about. Is that with Mark Duplass about where they adopt a little girl? I have heard about it, and I'm familiar with the true story, and I do want to watch that show. I do want to watch that. Nas Johnny says, zoo for found. Oh, not a bad idea. Maybe something happens where, like, the animals get let out and just rhinos. And that's a great, I like that. That's a good one because people go to the zoo. Did you ever take a film class in school or college? I did once. But because I dropped out of college my first semester, I didn't get to like learn or really do much. And when I say I dropped out in the first semester, I dropped out like after 2 weeks. Not because, you know, I'm dumb or this. It felt like I was wasting my money. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to go through with my degree. So why spend all this money? And in college, they have the thing where like if you drop out before like a certain time, you can at least get 70% of your money back. So I was trying to do that. And hey, I'm here now, but there is a part of me that would like to go back and just go full film school, but I don't know how I would balance that with making videos and trying to do that, because I would want to learn some stuff, you know? Really hope Jaden Smith makes a cameo in Legends. Dude, that would be awesome. Even just a little mention about him would be great. Have you seen Black Bag? Yeah, my lady and I actually went to go see it the other day, and honestly, I liked it. It wasn't what I was expecting. I was hoping there was a little bit more action thriller elements, but it was a pretty nice mystery, very well directed, and a lot of good performances from Michael Fassbender. Um, it was fine. I enjoyed. I wasn't over the moon about it. I liked it. By the end of it, I was like, that was good. That was good. Whitney Court says, "Rip to the grandpa, man." Yeah, R.I.P. Grandpa. R.I.P. Hope you're still here listening, my friend. Tyler Eads says, "Sup, bro? Still waiting for you to come get your car wash." Anyways, seeing how much you love movies or your physical media collector too, I own almost 500 movies and 4K Blu-rays. If I'm being honest, I own like maybe about 90 or like 100 movies because I'm really picky about which ones I own. I will only buy movies if I'm genuinely gonna rewatch them, and so because of that, and me being a horror guy, I mainly just pick up horror movies because I'll rewatch the Halloween series or Chucky, Scream yearly for Halloween or things like that, or the Saw franchise. Um, sometimes there's a really good movie, but it's like I probably won't watch that again. So why buy it? Just take up space. There's some like obviously I have a lot of the Marvel movies, a lot of superhero movies and things like that because I will go back and rewatch that. So kind of just the most rewatchable stuff, you know. Uncle Primal says, hopefully Don Mancini hooks up with some news for Chucky soon. Still a lot of fun. Still a lot to finish up with the main story. I know, my friends. Still a lot to finish up with that main story. Well, we'll see, man. They're saying they're working on it. They better be. I need that announcement. We'll probably get it like in October, right? Or some Halloween type season. Are you excited to see the trailer? Oh, yes. Red lights. I can't wait to talk about it, and I hope it lives up to my expectation. Well, I don't have huge expectations, but I am hoping it looks nice and the story's good. No, did he? Say that again. No diggity. Is that what we're waiting for? No diggity. No doubt. Red Eye, what are your thoughts on the upcoming Marvel Zombie show? Dude, I completely forgot that's coming. That's one of those things that was announced so early in Disney Plus, and we're like now several years in. I forgot that was happening, but I mean, I'll casually watch it, but it's not something, honestly, at this point, I'm eagerly waiting for. I'm just like, I'll see it when it comes out. When it was first announced, I was like, what will this be? Then I saw the first look images, and I was like, okay, that's what it'll be. What else we had here? Have you started to? Oh, dude, I love the studio. Thank you, appreciate your videos. If you guys have not watched the studio, please, as movie fans, do yourself a favor and watch the studio. It's on Apple TV. It's the Seth Rogen series. It's such a funny show. 3 episodes so far, all really great. A lot of like secondhand embarrassment kind of humor, like humor where it makes you hard to watch the screen because you're cringing. But great cameos. Martin Scorsese is in the first episode. Seth Rogen is great in it. And I think if you're a movie fan and you obsess over how movies are made or what goes on and behind the scenes stuff, you're really going to enjoy this show. Yeah, I love it. It's fantastic. Great show. Yeah, recommend it. Archangel says, hey, Chris, hope you're doing good. Also, congrats on 1 million on TikTok. Can't wait, hopefully, to see James Marsden in X-Men 97 suit and be a leader. To me, my X-Men. Oh, I cannot wait. I hope they give him the undies. They better give him those undies, man. Danger Gavin says, been watching around the time you made that video about the Chucky reboot, and it's been awesome to see the channel grow. Much love to you and the family. I appreciate you, Danger Gavin. That means a lot. I'm glad you've been watching for that long. Thank you. Xavier Caribia says, you're a big inspiration for real, man, to start a YouTube channel, bro. Finally just started mine after a while, but starting just to put in content vlogs. Hey, man, keep at it. You never know. You never know. My recommendation for this kind of stuff is short form to find an audience, but then always try to aim for long form to be your permanent kind of video making. But short form, you can find a good audience doing that. Digman says, hey, Chris, I know you talked about the Scooby-Doo Netflix last week and just wanted to say they probably chose Shaggy and Daphne as leads because in the 80s, they were the leads of the Decades show in the 80s and got rid of Fred and Velma because executives found them to be boring and kept Daphne as one of the female leads to balance out Scooby and Shaggy. I do remember she would pop up. I don't remember her being that much of a focus in the show. I do remember growing up and watching Scooby-Doo show where it was Shaggy, Scooby, and Scrappy. And I honestly liked it. I didn't mind it. It was funny to me to find out people hated Scrappy-Doo growing up. But yeah, I don't remember seeing much Daphne in that show. But yeah, I did hear about that. Nick here says, a Nintendo found Diddy Kong's baby oil collection. Interesting. We talked about that. Do you have a Did you have a podcast around 2019? Or I did do a podcast with Austin Burke, and we just stopped doing it. Nothing against Austin Burke. Please go check out his channel. And in fact, Austin, if you're watching this, buddy, I just saw that your doggy passed away. I'm so sorry, buddy. I still got to text you. I want to text you personally. But if you happen to be here or listening, buddy, I'm very sorry that happened, man. And I loved Austin. I love Austin. He's still great. I need to chat with him more. But the only reason we stopped is because a lot of that podcast was movie news stuff, and I was already doing movie news on the channel. So it was just too much of me repeating myself, and it wasn't that interesting. I didn't see a lot of people going over because I had already talked about that topic on the main channel. So I did have that with him, and we could just never figure out what to like make it different other than movie news. And so we just went our separate ways with it. But he still does great stuff, and I still enjoy it. He does a lot of great movie reviews and Netflix content. X-Men says, hey, Chris, American Pie films ranked. Ooh. Off the top of my head, okay, I like the first one a lot. Honestly, it's probably in order that they released. I will maybe say, like, I like American Pie 1, American Pie 3, 2, and then 4. I've watched the spin-off movies, and there's like so many of them I can't even remember. But if we're talking about the main ones, that's how I would rank it. And they are working on another one, but it's with a new cast, it looks like. Don't know if it's still happening, though. Adam Bernstein sends in some love. Thank you. Your pizza honestly sounds amazing. Someone gets my pizza game. Appreciate you, man. Hey, this chin didn't come from eating salads. Came from great food. Food and steel. Adam Brenton says, worst Saw death or worst Final Destination death? Ooh, what do you define as worst, though? Worst in terms of like, oh, that must have been the most painful and all that, or worst in terms of like, that's just such a lame, dumb kill? I'm going to think you mean the latter. If worst Saw death I would not want to be in is the one that like twists your arm and limbs around. That one looks so painful and excruciating. Worst Final Destination death might be the tanning bed. I don't know. That tanning bed one really gets to me because you're just crisping up like a, fried potato. That tanning bed one I think would be painful. I'm trying to think of like what other Final Destination ones would be really ones I would not want to be into. I don't know. Hey 3C, I just wanted to thank you for all your hard work you did this week. Also, will you be going to Frightmare? Yes, I do think so. I need to check about my tickets though, because I've been late to buy those, and I need to also see about some pictures because I want to take a picture with Kane Harder and the Terrified people, man. All right, thoughts on my Courage the Cowardly Dog fan pitch? I love it. I think it's fantastic, and I hope you get it done, my friend. Sincerely, DJ, sincerely. I love Courage the Cowardly Dog. I saw that they have it on Max, and I'm like, I'm going to put this on before bed. It'll give me calming vibes. Joshua Campbell Bluegrass says, I think it's same Gambit. He was rescued from the void. He was, and he's in the Deadpool universe. That's true. But is the Deadpool and Wolverine universe the same universe where the original X-Men are there? Because anytime they show the X-Men in Deadpool's world, it's the new X-Men, not the old original X-Men. So that's why I'm like, Clocko47 says, new Spider-Man 4 update. That's coming soon. I did see the things about they're hiring like an Asian actor. I'm saving that for my own solo breakdown video because I want to talk about more about that title. Just got swamped with CinemaCon stuff. Yo, Chris, what are your thoughts on the Warcraft movie? I liked it. Honestly, it was like a 7 out of 10 movie. I'm not a big Warcraft guy, but I thought they put in a lot of effort, and I thought it was going to lead to something, but it didn't end up doing much for people. But I thought it was fine. Michael Fang says, look at the Minecraft rating on Letterboxd. Oh, no, I saw it. It's like all over the place. It's like ton of 5 stars and ton of negative stars. I saw it. It's crazy. Next says, I'll be chill if it's starting to bother you. Could we just change the username? That'd be it. You could pick something else like Mr. Poopy Peepee. But I mean, I don't know. That was just a little far. That's all. Pineapple pizza's gross. Yes, I tried it. Hey, I get it, man. I get it. Not everybody rocks with it. Eric Anderson says, have you looked into the show, The Pit? I'm curious about it. I see that Fiona Dourif is in it, and Brad Dourif makes a cameo. I hear a lot of people raving about it. I might give it a chance. That's like a show with like an ER room, and it's all set within like the same hour and things like that. Sounds interesting. Sounds interesting. Ryan Zaret says, hey, Chris, just curious if you went over the Amazon MGM tonight or if you plan on making a video about it. Big fan of your channel. I only talked about the Masters of the Universe part of it. They had a lot of good original movies announced, but I just didn't seem like maybe keep that much attention. But yeah, I did see it. It looks interesting, but the Masters of the Universe stuff is what really stuck out to me. Have you gotten the McDonald's Minecraft meal? I'm eating one as I type this. If you did, what toy did you get? No, I really wanted to like get, that's why I bought the costume to go to McDonald's and get the meal and do all that. But dude, it just with CinemaCon week, I was not able to leave this office. I was just video after video, breakdown after breakdown, trailer this, trailer that. And see, I didn't even get to the MGM and Amazon stuff. And there's other things I still want to talk about. So I don't know. I feel like it's too late to do a video on the McDonald's meal now. But I did get an email that they want to send me a package. So maybe I'll do a YouTube short on that and you can see me get it there. The Kring Ellie says, are you sure? Sea Salt, I need you. Where is Omni-Man? Okay. We have we have the Wither Universe. I'm going to college for film, so if you ever made a short film, I would love to help you with pre, mid, and post production. Your fans are willing to go in to see you come. Oh, dude, that means a lot. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't want to take advantage of you though. I would definitely pay y'all and make sure y'all are properly compensated. But yeah, it is nice to know I do have like a community of film fans that might be able to help me if I decide to, you know? Jim says, have you considered multi-streaming on TikTok and YouTube? I have. I can't seem to find a good system. I like right now I use StreamYard to be able to stream on YouTube. I would like to find a multicam system that lets me stream on YouTube and TikTok because I feel like that would be useful, but I don't know. I do got, if you guys know of a software that does that still lets me show the super chat and my screen this way, that lets me stream to TikTok and YouTube, I might give it a shot. Have you ever... Oh, dude, Ultimate Alliance? Yes, I love Ultimate Alliance, and I grew up on those cutscenes. Like, to me, those cutscenes from the original games, with like Spider-Man and Doctor Doom and all that stuff, dude, to me, that's like, oh, it would be awesome if they ever do this in the movies. And now they're finally getting to do that kind of stuff. I loved Ultimate Alliance. I wish they would remaster it or do a version of that. I know there's like a version they made on the Switch, and me and my lady did play it, but I would like an upgraded version of that game. That would be so awesome. Sarah VG says, took my 8-year-old son and 4-year-old girl yesterday to see Minecraft movie. They loved it. When the movie ended, some teen brats thought it would be funny to throw the popcorn down the theater. It all landed on my... Oh, dude, that sucks. Yeah, it sucks that that's kind of stuff ruins movie theater going experience for a lot of people. What? I'm so sorry that happened to you, my friend. I'm sad to see no Diddy Kong in the new Donkey Kong stuff. I hope they change his name and bring him back. Do you think that's why they didn't do it? That would be so random if that's why he's not being included in stuff because his first name's Diddy. That would be crazy. TM, I think he meant original actors, different universe. I guess you're right. He could have meant it like that. He could have Kevin Feige when he was talking about the original X-Men. He could be right. Joshua Kimball says, Deadpool's timeline is confusing, but it's the OG. I guess you're right. It probably just is the OG. Simpler to think of it that way. And honestly, I could change the continuity because that's just a constant thing with the Fox universe, and we would still just buy it, right? Joshua Kimball says, they established that in Deadpool and Wolverine. Yeah, I guess you're right. Watch Adolescence yet? Oh yeah, Adolescence is great. Loved it. I thought it was really powerful stuff. The ending really got me emotional and heartbreaking, and like as someone who wants to be a future father and have kids and things like that, it's so scary because the basic premise of the show, and it's what I fear. That's why I'm always rooting against those stupid woke channels, those channels that like hate females or people of color and stuff. Because you're like, what does this have to do with adolescence? It's that it's a kid who fell down the red pill content, watching Andrew Tate videos and thinking that, you know, men better than women, things like that. And bro ended up a killer. And I think that's actually what got, and so like it's scary that things like that, because like TikTok could just send you down the wrong path if you're just liking the wrong videos, buddy. And so that kind of stuff is crazy and scary to think about. But Adolescence was great, and even the way it was shot, very beautiful, very beautiful. 10 Cents says, do you think we'll get a Flash show with an older Barry and a young Wally? I would rather it be a movie. I don't want it to be a show. I'm still mad Lanterns is a show, but hey, at least I'm getting some Green Lantern love. Lens509 says, Chris, what about Val Kilmer and Real Geniuses? I feel this is underrated, but it's a great 80s comedy. See, another thing. I'm sorry. R.I.P. Val Kilmer. Trust me, I've never seen Real Geniuses. So another one I have to add to the list, guys. Tombstone and Real Genius. Starlistic says, personally, I don't think it's too late. Get the meal. Also, which out of the 6 do you want the most? Probably the Grimace or the Flying Fries look cool. But yeah, the Grimace would be the one I would want to get. All right, maybe you'll see a TikTok short of it, though, or on the YouTube Clips channel. Boom. Hey, 3C, did you see Miles may get cast in Doomsday? Ooh, that'd be crazy if they do. I know there were reports coming out that they were maybe going to throw in the animated characters. I wouldn't mind seeing it. We'll see how that works. Ezekiel Burleton sends in some love. Thank you, Ezekiel. We have here Jose Garcia. Dude, it's 9:30 in the West. Go to sleep. Oh, dude, estoy cansado. I am tired. You can't tell, but my eyes. Oh, see, I have ocular rosacea though, so that's why my eyes are always red. How red are my eyes? My eyes pretty red? No, they look pretty white right now. They look pretty white. Get some reaction memes out of me. I've been seeing people post that. Let's do some faces. Let me hit you with that face card. All right, good stuff. Someone said it's 12:33 East. Time to sleep, Chris. I'm waiting for the time to go to bed. Don't know if you got my super chat about mods. Yeah, I did see it, Eric. And like I said, I'll consider you, buddy. I'll consider you. I might even just ask my current mods because I think they've been doing a great job who they recommend to be mods because they're always looking at the chat and seeing who's good and who's eh. Freddie says, Chris, go to sleep. Please, you look sleepy. PS. I do hate when people say that, though. I saw like a friend the other day and it was like bright and early. And he was like, dude, you look tired. I was like, thanks. Thanks for telling me I look like you know? Always makes me feel good. Have you ever been to the Halloween store in Burbank when you go to Halloween Horror Nights? Which Halloween store? I mean, I'll buy the stuff in the Halloween stores. I like that. I like that merchandise. Always good. I did have a vlog of it. But yeah, probably will. And once they announce the houses, I'll see if I'll be ending up going or not. But probably will. We'll see. But I don't know. I'm still debating because it's either Halloween Horror Nights this year or I go to Epic Universe. And Epic Universe could count as my Halloween Horror Nights because they have that Frankenstein castle, and I really want to go there. The Monster Castle. Starlisk says, do you have a headcanon for any 2 movies in the same universe, despite being different companies? I always like. I think it's like the early Marvel movies, like Daredevil, Punisher, X-Men, Spider-Man. In my mind, they were all in the same universe. Even if they really weren't and they were all on their own. That's how I like to think about it. Throw in the Fantastic Four there while you're at it too. That's how I like to saw it. Okay, we are done. We are finished. Yes, Reed, I see your DM about the info and I'll look into it, my buddy. Just know that, like I said, super busy with stuff, but I am trying to get you to the chat and whatnot. I want to thank you guys so much. I'm going to bed. I'm going to lay down. Don't forget to check out the shorts on the channel where I rank all the Minecraft buckets. Please go like it, go comment. In fact, you know what? I'm going to tell you a secret right now. I got sent codes for that are good for 2 tickets to see the Minecraft movie or just 2 tickets in general. Tell me that you came from the stream. Watch the YouTube short all the way. Because that's what helps. Watch the YouTube short all the way, hit like, and comment down below that you came from the stream, and I'm going to pick 20 people to give codes to, because that's how many I got. Well, actually, I'm going to give 10, because I had to give some away on the Instagram, where I first started that giveaway. So 10 codes. 10 codes there, and 10 on the Instagram. Buenas noches, guys. Buenas noches. Love your faces, and more content coming your way. All right.